skate-friendly cities in the entire world. So we are honored to be back here for a second year with Vans Park Series. Chris Pastris here from the deck of Krugsbach Skate Park, where the sun is shining. The skateboarding is so insane. The level has just been off the charts. We had qualifying yesterday with Tom Shar coming out as our top challenger. He will meet our other challengers and our Park Series Select pros today for our semifinal and final. We're pumped to get this thing underway. But first, we're standing up to my broadcast bros in the booth. Chris Cote, Neil Hendricks, what do you got for me, fellas?
Yes, Pastris, we are fired up here in the booth. Chris Cote, Neil Hendricks. The last 3 days have shown us exactly why Vans Park Series is so needed and so loved in skateboarding. The level we've seen at this park this year, off the hook.
And look at these blue skies. Is this really a Vans Park Series stop? We're so used to chasing bad weather on this entire tour. We've had perfect weather this entire week. Conditions could not be better.
Well, conditions have been just epic for the last couple days. We started off with a couple days of practice, then we went right into the Continental Championships for Europe. We started with the women, and they did not disappoint. We had skaters from all over Europe coming through, but at the end of the contest, skating for Poland, Amelia Brodka.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Amelia around Southern California, but she has Polish parents. She holds a Polish passport, so she competed in the European Continental Championships, and yesterday she earned a spot to the World Championships later this year.
And you played a big part in her future, didn't you, Neil?
Yeah, she got engaged just a few days ago at the Vans pool party. We had a little surprise. Her fiance, Alec, surprised her in front of the entire Vans pool party crowd. It was a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I love that Amelia, she does exposure skate over in the States. She does a lot for women's skateboarding, and now she's taken it upon herself to take the Continental Championships for over here in Europe. Now, after the ladies, we went over to the men's side of things, and again, same story. We had some of the best skaters in all of Europe come here to compete in Malmö, and of course, we knew Rune Glifberg was going to be a top finisher. We didn't know he was going to go this gnarly in his run. He blasted through the competition.
Yeah, Rune is a legendary concrete killer, and he showed he could still hang with the new generation. He's won X Games, he's won the Vans pool party, and now he's added the European Continental title to his list of accomplishments.
Rune Glifberg coming through a heavy, heavy field. Some of the Europe's best skaters, some of the world's best skaters in that Continental Championship.
Top three were really close. He ended up beating out Sam Beckett and Vincent Matheron, who also were both wild cards into the prelims yesterday, but congratulations, Rune.
So we will see Rune in our Global Championships coming up in September. But before we get to September, let's talk about where we've been. Vans Park Series 2017 started in Manly Beach, Australia, where Tom Shar not only won the qualifiers, but won the final. An epic start to Tom Shar's year from Manly Beach, Australia. Went to Serra Negra, Brazil, just outside Sao Paulo, where Pedro Barros went nuts, blasting again through the field to get the win. And now we're in Sweden.
Yeah, Krugsbach Skate Park, that's where we're at today. Malmö, Sweden. Who is going to add their name to that list of winners? After this, we're headed to one of the roughest, gnarly, tricky skate parks in, we call it Hastings. It's in Vancouver, Canada, July 7th and 8th. Then we're headed down to the biggest beach party of the year, where Vans Park Series is going to be a part of the Vans US Open of Surfing in Huntington Beach, California. And just announced a few days ago, the finals this year, Shanghai, China. The first time ever Vans Park Series has been to Asia.
Can't wait. The World Championships for Vans Park Series, September 23rd, Shanghai, China. Going to be an incredible event, and that's why all these guys have been competing throughout this year to get to the World Championships in Shanghai. So the question for you, Neil, what does it take to win a stop on the heaviest park tour in the world? The Vans Park Series brings the best of the best to compete. So how do you win one of these contests?
Yeah, and the level is definitely higher this year. And take a look at Tom Shar. This is a new Tom Shar we're seeing in 2017. He's bigger, skates faster and more powerful. He's already got a couple big wins this year. Won the Vans pool party just a few days ago. Also won the first stop of the Vans Park Series that you're seeing on screen from Manly Beach in Australia. Tom Shar, he's going to be a threat all year.
Did you expect to see Tom Shar come out the gate skating this good?
Tom Shar, he's always been a special skater, but he grew up skating vert, he grew up skating mega ramps. He's really focused on park skating the last couple of years. You could really tell he's upped his game this year in 2017.
Tom Schaar took a huge win at stop number 1 in the Vans Park Series in Manly Beach, Australia. And Tom Schaar has been looking incredible. Qualified first yesterday. So Tom Schaar is going to be coming into this event. You got to consider him a favorite after the way he skated yesterday, and a perennial favorite for any event, especially if it's in Brazil, has to be Pedro Barros. His winning run was nothing short of spectacular.
That was one of the most special performances I've ever seen. Anytime we're in Brazil, we know that Pedro is going to find another gear. Without a doubt, he did it in Serra Negra. It was so cool just to see him skate in practice, and then just did all of this stuff in the finals that we hadn't seen him do at all. Look at this 540, almost hanging up, having to squat it out. One of the best Park Series runs we've ever seen by Pedro.
And at a relatively new skate park, so you would have to consider the hometown advantage really just being the crowd that was just hyping up Pedro the whole event. And Pedro has come to attack this park here, Crocsbox Skate Park in Malmö, Sweden. Of course, he finished here second place here in the Global Championships last year, so he knows full well what this park has to offer. All right, like we said earlier, we've got our Pro Select skaters for Vans Park Series. We also have our challengers. The top 5 challengers will be coming with us to Shanghai, China to compete in the World Championships. Here's your top 5 as it stands right now. Tom Schaar in first place, Murilo Perez, Willie Lara, Tristan Rennie, and now Vinicius Kakino and Roman Pavic, they are tied for 5th. We'll sort that out at the end of the year, but what a top 5 unexpected names to see on this list.
And that's going to change because even after this event, we still have Vancouver and Huntington Beach to add to those guys' results. So top 5 are going to join the Select Pros in Shanghai later this year.
Speaking of selections, myself, Pastris, and Neil all made our picks to see who we think is going to take this one, starting with Neil Hendricks.
I'm going Pedro. I learned you cannot go wrong picking Pedro. This park is really big. He, skates big, fast, and also Sorgente bumped him out in the finals last year. He's going to be seeking revenge. And the last few times I've seen Pedro, he's got some new tricks. I'm going Pedro Barros.
Always an easy pick to go with Pedro. I went with a passion pick, if you will, Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg, not just because he's a local, but because he's become one of my favorite skaters ever since seeing him last year in Vans Park Series. He releases incredible video parts. He's so fun to watch. He's got no plan. He drops in, anything goes. So I'm going Oski to take the win. Now let's go down to the deck for Chris Pastris' pick.
Those are 2 great picks, fellas, but I am going to go with the powerhouse, last year's winner, Alex Sorgente. First off, he's our Malmö champion, knows what it takes to win here. He's got an unmatched consistency in this park. He's been destroying practice all week long. And as Neil said, this park rewards big, fast skating, and Alex Sorgente definitely has big, fast skateboarding.
Love it. I can see that could be a good top 3 for us today at the end of the day.
No one picked Tom Schaar. I think he might be the dark horse. Just watching practice, Tom Schaar is going to be a factor.
Absolutely a threat to take out this contest. Here's the format we're looking for today. Of course, these skaters each get 4 runs, and they're going to be judged on their best 1 run. That's the score they're going to take to hopefully make the finals. We're going to start with 20 skaters. Always make that savage cut and take it to 8 for the finals. The best 1 run counts, Neil.
And one big change, if you watch the last stop in Brazil, we cut those runs a little shorter. Those were only 30-second runs, a smaller park. We're back to 40-second runs at this big Malmö park.
We do have the best judges in the world as well. The judging criteria is pretty basic. If you rip the hardest, you will win. You gotta knock the judges out of their seats.
Always commitment, degree of difficulty, creativity in the use of the park features. We got that big tombstone here at this park. They're gonna wanna see a big trick on that tombstone. I just peeked around the corner. We've got Jason Rothmeyer and Kyle Berard, and representing the Euro land, Luca Basilico from Italy in the judging booth.
All right, so now you know the format. You know how these guys are going to be judged. I think the last thing we got to do is start this contest. You can hear the crowd going absolutely berserk behind us. So we're going to go with 4 heats of 5 skaters. And the top skaters, the top 8 skaters from these semifinals are going to make that final. Here we go. We're going to start with Willie Lara, Trey Wood, Tristan Rennie, Roman Pavic, and the local Carl Berglund. I love this first matchup. This is kind of a dark horse heat right here, but any one of these skaters has the potential to win.
You know, a lot of smooth, powerful skaters. Willie Lara, one of the coolest styles in park skateboarding right now. Stoked to see Trey Wood. It's been a minute since Trey Wood made it to a semifinal stop here at Park Series, so excited to see that.
We are live on Red Bull TV to start us off. Let's go. The skater from Moore Park, California, 19 years old, Willie Lara.
Yeah, Willie Lara's got the style.
Wow, front nose blunt, grabbing in, slapping the tail.
Does anyone make it look easier than Willie Lara?
I know, and that tombstone is not easy. Looked like a little rubber leg on that frontside air onto the bank, and then the kickflip Indy gets away from him with just a few seconds to go.
You know, one thing, you can skate the entire 40 seconds, and that's what we would consider a full pull. But if you do fall, the time ends, your run ends. So it either ends at 40 seconds or your first fall.
Yeah, no getting back up and finishing your run. Once you go down, these runs are short enough that you fall, you are done.
And we've seen some guys try to get tricky, you know, sneak away with a toe drag or something, but our judges will be on top of it.
The judges do not miss anything.
From Queen Creek, Arizona, 16 years old, Trey Wood.
Trey Wood has really been practicing this one line. He didn't quite put it down in the prelims yesterday, but he skated good enough to make it through. Curious to see if Trey can put together this run he's been working on in practice.
Trey Wood, super consistent.
He's another guy that's grown about a foot since we saw him on Park Series last year. Look at that 540, just got away from him. He told me that he was really struggling with landing low in the deep end. And he said he's really, you know, it's in that deep end, he feels like he either hangs up or lands low. Also a tricky position where the sun is right now with guys flying full speed into that deep end.
So Trey Wood, that's his first run. Remember, these skateboarders all get 4 attempts, so 4 shots at 40-second runs. Tristan Rennie has been absolutely destroying practice. He's got 40 seconds. Tristan Rennie, 18 years old, regular footer from Rialto, California.
Tristan's another guy that I feel like has really improved from Park Series last year. Wow, front feeble popping off the out ledge on the pool coping. Love that alley-oop frontside ollie in the deep end. That deep end is beefy. It's about 3 meters, about 10 or 11 feet down there. Wow, front blunt on the tombstone.
That was terrifying.
That, you know, I've seen a lot of guys try that. I remember Ben Hatchell did that last year. I think Ben Hatchell might be the only guy besides Tristan that's ever done a front blunt on that tombstone.
So that tombstone, you can kind of see it right there. It's about 5 inches, about a quarter of a meter
it's set
in.
back. Look at that big gap. So you have to make sure to pop out huge so you don't hang up on that lip.
So as the judges come through, so far the score to beat is Tristan Rennie at 65.53. We're most likely going to see those high 70s, even up into the 80s, being the difference makers.
with those falls, you know, these guys are going to need full runs to make it into the top 8. We'll see those guys hopefully put it together next couple runs, but even just look at the difficult runs that these guys are trying straight out of the gate.
Well, the prelims we saw yesterday were probably the best preliminary round that we've seen in Park Series history.
Yeah, there were guys that skated amazing that ended up 15th.
You saw this kid in Bonded by Blood, shared part with his brother Cedric. He's 15 years old, goofy footer from Ocean City, Maryland, Roman Pavic.
Fast plant varial off the tombstone. It's unbelievable how he rides up the steep bank just onto the tombstone, just going over that kinky gap.
Roman actually had a win here last year in the Malmö Shred Finals.
Yeah, I remember the finals ended up between him and Carl Berglund. Now they're on the tour. Great nose grab 540 onto the bank. Could be the best run we've seen so far in heat number 1. Wow, around the world body varial. Oh, the kickflip Indy didn't flip. He still threw it under his feet.
What do you call that, a Casper flip?
Yeah, that was just a kickflip Indy that didn't flip.
I love that run. I mean, I love to see Roman, who you can tell he's asserting himself to make that separation between kid and grown-up.
Yeah, no, he skates like a man.
The score coming through, you're right, Neil, 74.80. That's enough to get Roman Pavic in the lead. Remember, top 8 skaters will advance to the finals. We're starting with 20. That is a big cut.
Yeah, little man straight to the top. 20-8 is harsh for sure.
Our next skater is 17 years old. He's from right here in Malmö, Sweden. He went to Bryggeriet School, which is a skate-centric school just up the road. Carl Berglund.
Yeah, and you would think that, you know, he lives here, so he spent a bunch of time practicing here, but he's been traveling so much, you know, luckily getting a ton of skate opportunities. He's been traveling the world on Vans Park Series, so he really hasn't been home enough in Malmö to really spend any more time on this park than the rest of the guys on tour. Wow, how was that lip slide, popping it into backsmith?
I could hardly hear you because the crowd is going nuts.
Love how they support the hometown guys. Looked like he was trying to go to front tail on the tombstone and just got hung up.
It's fun to watch people skate while they smile.
Yeah.
you can tell he just loves skating that much.
Wouldn't you be having fun if you were his age, traveling the world as a pro skater?
If I could do any one of those tricks, I would be smiling.
Yeah.
So Carl Berglund didn't get the full 40 seconds done, but he gets a 64.12. So that's enough for third place. Of course, if history tells us anything, all these scores most likely will be erased. Watch the 74.80 from Roman Pavic, because that could be kind of I would say a bubble score right now. So back in, Willie Lara. Vans rider, also rides for real skateboards, and he goes real fast when he skates.
Smoothest guy, popping up into the backside nose pick, yanking it in. Definitely the smoothest guy in the park. He's always got the stylish hand drag. Huge frontside booster. Here's where it went wrong for him. Oh, wow, kickflip indie disaster.
I didn't even see him look at that trick during practice.
That was so gnarly, 10 seconds. Hopefully Willie can stay on this run.
How big is that corner he just did that?
Yeah, that's like 11 foot deep, definitely over 3 meters. That is gonna be time. I think we're gonna have a new leader in Willie Lara. Indie disaster on the pool coping.
Willie's gotten a lot more confident than last year. You can just tell he's feeling his skating more.
I'm back in the collared shirt too, man.
Well, you know, this is the semifinals.
Look at this, setting the foot up, kickflip indie, popping disaster. That is so risky.
You said that's 3 meters, 11 feet deep, 2 feet of vert.
That thing is huge.
I stood on that corner before this contest started, and it is sketch. I mean, it is
to
2
the
feet
top,
of vert.
78.87 for Willie Lara. Top score so far from run number 2 in Heat 1.
Now, to me, that score looks like it would most likely stand, but then you look at who we have in our next 3 heats, and
no kidding.
That score is not safe. Trey Wood back in the park. He's got 40 seconds. Time starts right there when he rolls over the coping.
Yeah, I feel like it's really going to come down to if Trey can make this 540. We saw him, wow, had to squat out of that alley-oop indie air onto the bank.
How much speed do you lose when you squat out like that?
It didn't look like he lost a lot. He's, you know, for me, it's a different story. I was never good at squatting. There's the 540. Wow, and he did just squat and blow up on that one. I knew that's the trick that he's been struggling with. You might see Trey decide to put a safety trick in there, so maybe just do an air.
A lot like Tom Shar, Trey Wood grew up skating vert, skating mega, really became, you know, a household name when it comes to those types of skating.
Yeah.
But it's great to see his transition skills.
Yeah, he is a great all-around skateboarder.
Tristan Rennie, 18 years old from Rialto, California. He was a Woodward Mano a Mano invitee for 2017, an epic mini ramp contest.
Yeah, Tristan had a great run going. Oh, got a little sketchy on that tail slide on the out ledge. Missed the front feeble or front blunt that he was going for. And that's going to be a throwaway run, unfortunately, for Tristan.
Tristan has not podiumed yet in Park Series history, but he did win the qualifiers in that super stacked Cerro Negro event. So he's tasted that victory. He knows what he has to do to get those big points, to get the big scores. And his dad skates. Tristan started skating at age 5. So he's been around the block. Roman Pavic now, 40 seconds
like
on the clock.
Board is backwards, going for the varial again. I love the start of that. That was a mute fast plant varial. Got some really unique tricks. Got the cool mix of old school and new school tricks. Back lip onto the out ledge. Got the Viking block, pool coping up there. That is such a cool nose grab 540 off the transition onto the bank.
I love that you can never project the tricks that Roman's going to do. He just mixes it up every
There's
wall.
the kickflip Indy onto the bank. It flipped this time. Tail grab varial over the spine. That's Roman Pabic's best run so far today.
Previous score was a 74.8. He will definitely improve on that. What was your favorite trick during this run?
Yeah, I love that 540. It's so stylish, grabbing the nose. It's unbelievable how it's, usually you grab the nose, your back foot is really light. His back foot is just still glued to his board on that trick. It looks so cool.
Well, if you're joining us on Red Bull TV from the United States, it's early, so good morning. And for those of you joining us from the rest of the world, we are live from Malmö, Sweden, Kroksbach Skate Park. This park was built by Vans last year, so it's relatively new.
Yeah.
And it's skating so fast. The skaters love this park, and Roman Pabic loves it because now he's in first place. He's 79.35. All right, let's go down to Chris Pastris on the deck as Carl Berglund drops in.
Yeah, guys, I spoke to Trey Wood briefly after that 540 bail, and he said he's going to stick with the 540 line. He's not going safety run. He knows stakes are high here in Malmö with all this great skateboarding going on.
Thanks, Pastris. So Carl Berglund, just a quick up and down, got hung up.
I like that note about Trey. You see how high the level is. You're not going to make the finals with a safety run.
So Carl Berglund's last run. There you see kind of the low end of the judging spectrum. If you fall early, you're going to get that few of points. So just an 11.53, but started decent with a 64.12. So we'll see if Berglund can improve. Back to the top of the lineup. Let's go to Willie Lara.
Yeah, Willie. Wow. I was going to say Willie could take some risk now, and that's what he was going for. Starting off really hard, rolling in. Couldn't quite see just with the shadow on our monitor what he was going for right there. But yeah, Willie with the lead now, able to take a little bit more risk.
So as you see, Trey Wood will not be holding back. He knows that even just to qualify to make that top 8 cut, you got to go 110%. Here we go. 40 seconds on the clock for Arizona's Trey Wood.
I love even just the start of that run, just kind of getting speed around the little snake run on the perimeter of the course.
And adding those little tweaks into your air. So those things that the judges look for just to increase the points.
All these guys are so close. It's so close to make the cut. There's the 540 that's been giving him grief. Wow, looked like he was squatting out. Made that one perfect. Alley-oop frontside grab. This is the run that Trey wanted.
The only thing he lost was his hat. Other than that, it's perfect.
Oh, got a little sketchy on the frontside grind. Just a couple more tricks to go. What's he got for last trick? Oh, the front nose pick. I think when he kind of sketched out on that frontside grind, it put him off of his line. Wasn't able to finish his run like he wanted to. Stoked to see he finally got that big 5 in the deep end.
Almost looks like he's ollieing into that 540. What's the difference between a 540 on concrete like this and on a vert ramp?
Yeah, this concrete is not forgiving whatsoever. You hang up on that pool coping, you are going straight to the flat.
What do you think of that run, Pastris?
Oh, it was pretty amazing. I'm glad he stuck the 540, stuck to his plan. As Neil noted, he got a little sketched out there, and I think Trey knows he's got to put together a perfect run to make it to our top 8.
Thanks, Chris. 34 seconds on the clock for Tristan Rennie.
Following up on a couple scores, Trey Wood bumped up to second place with a 75.52, still right behind Willie Lara. Love that alley-oop frontside ollie, Tristan Rennie.
It'd be hard to tell by the way he skates, but he rides some of the loosest trucks.
Gosh, front blunt on the tombstone. That is so sick. Backside 360, sliding out, he made it.
That's a make.
That is the trick that he fell on his first run. That is gonna be his best score of the day. Congratulations, Tristan Rennie.
So explain the difficulty of that front blunt over the 5-inch outledge from that tombstone.
Even just getting up to it, he doesn't ollie up to it. He rides up the vert wall, and you have to pop out so far to clear that gap. And this, backside 360 landing in the corner. I haven't seen anyone else doing that. Lost all of his speed with that sketch out backwards roll away.
Wow, so the scoreboard is lighting up. Still, we have Roman Pavic in the lead. And here he is, his last run, the 79.35, so the highest score we've seen thus far. Let's see if Roman, what would he have to do to improve on that score?
Yeah, I didn't even see that score come up. I didn't realize that he had bumped in front of Willie, but it looks like he's changing his lineup, put that kickflip indie at the beginning of his run. Looked like the front feeble did not lock in. So our current top 3 right now is Roman Pavic, Willie Lara, and Tristan Rennie.
Possibly just losing a little bit of speed as he went up into a section that in our Alex Sargente, who we'll see shortly, giving us kind of the lay of the land, said it's really tricky to come up into that section because you're going across a lot of flat bottom if you're coming from that back wall.
You have to pop off that out ledge to land in the corner.
We are back to Malmö, Sweden's Carl Berglund. He competed, I think, in every event in 2016 for the Vans Park Series, so he knows what's up with the judging.
He's really the only guy in this heat that hasn't really put together a full run. You know, Trey fell at the very end, but Carl sitting down at the bottom with a 64. Hopefully he can make the full 40 seconds.
Got to be a little bit nerve-wracking to be skating in front of a hometown crowd this big.
Look at that front tail. That's what he fell on first run. Stoked to see him make that one. He's going to have a couple more tricks. Big backside ollie disaster.
Huge back disaster. Love that.
Huge Madonna. Looks like Carl's put it together. Look at that backside 360. That was perfect. Might have like half piped it just a little too much there at the end, just with the back and forth, shallow into deep end. But that was a rad run by Carl Berglund.
Well, I think we have our crowd favorite, Carl Berglund, right there, lighting this place up. Here's his ender right there, back 3.
His full commitment, having to do the fakie pump over the little pump bump. Wow, new leader, 82.35. Look how stoked he is.
Carl Berglund from Malmö, Sweden, the local, gets the edge.
First score in the 80s of today.
So Roman Pavic now drops to second place. Of course, these skaters are not skating against each other per se in this heat. They're skating against the entire field. So we're going to take the top 8 out of these 20 skaters. We're going to go back to the top of the lineup. Last run, last chance for Willie Lara.
Yeah, not long ago, we thought Willie Lara was chilling with that 78. Oh, stepping off on the natural disaster. You mentioned it earlier. Can't pull anything past these judges.
Yeah, there was a little quick step off, another quick run. Unfortunately for Willie Lara, he had 2 throwaway runs with a 7.8 and a 22.8 on that last one.
Unfortunately, after he made that second run, it looked like he kind of, wasn't really able to put it together, 3rd or 4th run.
He's down in 3rd place, but not out yet. He's got a 78.87. That's a pretty reputable score, but we will see how that stands throughout the day here. Trey Wood now is back in the park. Trey Wood in 5th place.
Yeah, we saw Trey make that big 540 last run, but he didn't quite hold on the whole 40 seconds. Fell off on the front nose pick on the big tombstone right at the end, but now he's seen what the last couple guys have done. He knows he's got to step it up to have a chance for the top 8. Oh my gosh, from that angle, it does not look like he's going to roll away from that 540.
Stay on Trey. 10 more seconds.
Wow, tail slide. That's the area where he sketched out last run, looking way more smooth this time. It's going to be last trick right here for Trey Wood. Yes, that is going to be his best score of the day. Can Trey Wood bump it up into the 80s?
That's how you throw the hammer at the end of your run. You know, I love the internal clock that these guys have. They know this run is ending.
And he's been trying to do that run for 2 days. Didn't quite put it together in the prelims, but kind of sketched it together enough just to squeeze through to the semis. He's been trying that for 2 days. Finally, on his last chance in the semis, he put it down for a full 40 seconds.
So Trey Wood's last run, a 75.01. It's not going to be enough.
Yeah, surprisingly didn't improve on that one.
All right, Pastors, what do you got for Tristan Rennie?
Yeah, I spoke to Tristan after that last run, and I asked him if he's going to add any difficulty, and he said, nope, you know what? I'm going to stick with the same run. Oh, he made me eat my words there, that huge backside ollie. But he told me he was going to stick with the same line and just try to clean it up.
Well, that's the, I feel like that's kind of a thing here at Park Series. When these guys get into the heat of competition, they have a plan, but then when they see the skating that's going on right in front of them, the plan goes out the window.
Totally. Maybe he saw Trey make that run and knew he had to step it up. That was a cool backside ollie off the tombstone.
Formerly in first place, now in second place, Roman Pavic, one of our youngest competitors. He is 15 years old, goofy footer out of Ocean City, Maryland.
Stylish backside air onto the bank. Looks like he's going for a different line this time. Grabbing Stale over the big snowboard kicker. Tail grab, nose bonker.
Looking a little bit lost on this run.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, I think he made the run that he was aiming for, and so now he's kind of just winging it, throwing it out there, seeing what sticks.
And when I say he's looking lost, I'm fine with that because I love just watching Roman pump around this park.
Totally.
His style is that good.
Looked like he was going for a kickflip melon in the deep end at the end. That fall was just with about 2 seconds to go for Roman Pavic. Now we're going to move down to last skater of heat number 1.
Now this will be cool to see if Roman's 79.35 will stand. Historically speaking, that's been right there on the edge. 7th, 8th place, you know, that we've seen this year on Vans Park Series. So we'll see if that score stands. Roman can't do anything about it at this point. He's got to wait and watch 16 more skateboarders before he gets the final word. Last run from our current leader, Carl Berglund.
This guy can still step it up. He's got an 82.35 right now, but he's got confidence, and he is fun to watch. Love the nose grab 360 over the kicker. Lip slide, popping into backsmith.
That's 3 tricks in one.
Yeah.
High speed, Carl Berglund.
Texas plant on the tombstone. Crowd is digging that one.
Sketch this plant.
Gosh, backside air disaster. Another perfect run for Carl Berglund. Indy 360. The run before he did a nose grab 360, trying to add a little variation right there.
Well, fortunately for Carl, he's sitting on the highest score of Heat 1, an 82.35. Way to start off Vans Park Series, stop number 3, live on Red Bull TV from Malmö, Sweden, at a skate park literally custom built for these 20 skateboarders.
Yeah, and this thing has held up so well. We built it last year for the finals, and just coming back this year, looking at the coping, looking at the surface of the park, it looks like it's a week old.
You know, the skaters have been saying they like this park, you know, of course, for the tricks you make, but when you do fall, it actually gives you a little sense of security because there's so much wall and it's so slick, you just can kind of slide down, hopefully, in
Grant
theory.
Taylor told me it's smooth as a baby's butt.
Love it. Well, Vans Park Series, stop number 3 rolls on. Heat number 2 is an absolute banger. Do not go anywhere. We are live from Malmö, Sweden. You're watching Vans Park Series on Red Bull TV. Stay tuned. So much more skating to come.
Pretty Sweet. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Great season kick-off in the French Pyrenees. Battle continues in the majestic Scottish Highlands. Brave riders will face a long, fast and brutal run. live from Fort William, the UCI Mountain Bike World Cup presented by Shimano. June the 4th at noon on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back to Kroksbäck Skate Park on the outskirts of Malmö, Sweden. This is number 3 on the Vans Park Series 2017. Before we get into heat number 2, let's go down to Chris Pastris on the deck.
Carl, so it all came together on that run. That was awesome. You're sitting in first place right now. How's it feel for this all to go down in your hometown?
Yeah, I'm super stoked, especially being in my hometown, and now I'm in first place, so yeah, super stoked about that.
Yes. And what's so special about the scene here in Malmö?
I don't know. Yeah, I'd say this is the best skate city in Europe, sorry. And I don't know, the energy here is amazing, and all my homies are here, so that's super cool.
You got thousands of homies in the crowd. You want to thank them for getting behind you on that run?
Yeah, thanks so much.
We hope to see you in our finals. Congrats, Carl. You skated great. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pastris. Well, with that first big score we've seen on the day, 82.35. Not a lock to make the finals, not even close yet, because we've got 15 more skateboarders to go. Heat number 2, stacked
and
from
we've got
top to bottom.
Another hometown hero in the heat coming up. Oski, your pick to take it is in the heat coming up.
Let's see what transpired in that first heat. Incredible skating to start us off. Willie Lara,
Love
the
that
smoothest
giant
skater on tour, I'd say.
That kickflip Indy disaster was probably the gnarliest trick we saw in the deep end. So smooth and powerful.
Crazy to think that skating that good is only good enough for third place.
Yeah, no kidding. And Tristan also. Tristan is in 4th place. I expected Tristan to be in the final. And yeah, that is a really tough ask coming out of heat number 1 and 4th.
Now the judges, they have to keep it under a pretty tight lock, because obviously you have 20 skaters. You got to keep scores relevant throughout this entire semifinals. So they're giving themselves the room to go huge into the 90s, and they're keeping a lot of these scores in that mid-70 range.
Yep. You see those guys, just Roman with a 79, Willie with a 78, and Tristan with a 76. Like you said, really close. Everyone in that heat ended up making a really good run.
It's always interesting to see this list of your top 5 get switched around throughout the day. Some of the best park skaters on the planet are coming up, and even in this next heat.
Even think about Trey Wood's run, making that huge 540. Who would have thought he was last in that heat? That was amazing.
Well, this is a menacing semifinal heat number 2, starting with Raven Tershi, Vincent Matheron from Marseille, France, Tom Schar, who won prelims, Oscar Rosenberg-Hallberg from right here in Malmö, Sweden, and Corey Juno, who I put there with Tom Schar as one of the most improved skaters on Vans Park Series Tour.
He's shown that he can be a threat to win at any contest. Did really well at Vans Pool Party just a couple weeks ago, and he's been a threat at every Park Series stop in 2017. Check out Raven Tershi. Looks like he's got a paramedic vest going. I
think he
borrowed that from the paramedics. I saw him sewing his sponsor logos onto the vest, so I think he's definitely made it his own now.
Sometimes, an outfit's just not quite there, and you got to add something. He found something that he likes, and he's making it work.
I am so psyched to see him skate this park. Last year at the World Championships here, Raven skated good, but he had just broke his hand really bad at Copenhagen Pro the week before. Now he's 100%.
From Santa Cruz, California, 24 years old, Raven Tershi.
Tricky shadows in the deep end, but we can see him with the reflective vest.
Thankfully he's wearing the vest.
Could all the skaters wear that vest so we could see you in the deep end? Oh, back tail on the tombstone.
Raven Tershi finished 5th place. Vans Park Series in Malmö. Of course, the alley-oop 5-0 to Fakey heard around the world went down there. We'll see if he brings probably his signature trick here to Malmö, Sweden, which we would love to see.
I saw him try it over the love seat here in Malmö, and that's like over a 20-foot distance, over 6 meters. See if Raven can bring out the signature tricks in his second run.
I get hyped that Raven doesn't change his skating from his skate filming to skate contest. So Vincent Matheron, he skated in the Continental Championships. He comes into this event as a wild card, and he made full use of it, qualifying
Yeah, you
in
see
second place yesterday, or in third place yesterday.
Vincent actually has has his chin taped up. He took a monster slam yesterday, ended up just nicking his chin just a little bit. He went down on Indy 540 in the deep end. Wow, back D to Smith, popping in off the tombstone. One of the heaviest tricks we've seen up there all day.
This guy was born and bred to eat concrete.
Yeah,
he grew up in Marseille,
you grow
France.
up in Marseille, you're gonna know how to skate parks like this. Look at that nose grind transfer over the spine. Front 5-0 to back 5-0.
So that will be time skating for a full 40 seconds. Vincent Matheron, he actually qualified second.
That was after time, but he just did a cab pivot back revert.
You can't look away for 1 second, can
Yeah,
you?
get that one in the 40 seconds, and your score is going to go up a few points for sure.
Red Bull just made a documentary about Marseille Skate Park, and I'm sure Vincent has tricks in it. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited too. It's on Red Bull TV.
Back D, popping it to Smith, and then popping off the tombstone. Cab, pivot, revert.
Whoa, that's quick feet for Vincent Matheron. And this is the first time I've seen his homie with a shirt. Even though it's on his head, he didn't even have a shirt the last couple of days. So we got a strong contingent from France. We saw some incredible French skaters in both men's and women's in the Continental Championships. Here is your first place qualifier coming into the semifinals. A big win in Manly Beach, Australia. We'll see if Tom Shark can keep the magic rolling.
Yeah, Tom straight dominated the prelim round yesterday to decide the 8 skaters that were going to join our select pros today. And even just from, you know, the finals for last year's tour was only 9 months ago. And just to see how much Tom has improved in this park just from 2016, it's pretty amazing.
I think just, yeah, improved in general in life. I mean,
wow, perfect 540 in the deep end. Last trick right here.
His skating has gotten better. He's gotten bigger, more power, more speed into these runs.
Look at this, after time, but back 360, long ways over the snowboard kicker. He might need to switch the run up just so he can get that in time. Runs are 40 seconds, and he stayed on, still doing tricks like 15 or 20 seconds after his run.
So this is why he qualified first yesterday. Everything is big. Everything is landed just perfect. Bolts.
Look at that. Backside 360 ollie. You know what? That's where, you know how I mentioned he grew up skating vert and mega ramp? That was a total mega ramp back 360 ollie.
It's cool when you see skaters kind of bringing in their street influences, their park influences. So Tom Shaw with that first run of 4, an 80.56. That put him in second place. That drops Willie Lara and
Vincent
Roman
Matheron
Pavic in the second and third.
Vincent, who was our first skater, is now in 5th place.
Oscar Rosenberg Halberg has been dropping incredible video parts. He is Thrasher Magazine approved, and this is one of his home parks here in Malmö, Sweden. Let's give it up for Oski.
Yeah, Oski is so fun to watch. Front pivot, maybe setting the front truck down just a little bit. He dropped a new part, like you said, just a couple weeks ago. I watched it about 5 times. So fun to watch this guy skate, all terrain. It's cool. I recognize some of the street spots that he skated just from cruising around here in Malmö, some of the weird little spots over by the central station.
No matter what train stop you get off here, anywhere near Malmö, you're going to find a crazy
check out
good
this
skate
run.
spot.
Oski's got it going. Back 360, comes out the other side. That is a perfect 40 seconds for Oski.
So much finesse
in
his game.
Might have a couple Malmö locals in the finals today.
Watch Oski's new Nike part, and you'll be blown away. He got third place. He got a podium finish at Vans Park Series in Huntington Beach last year. And by the way he's skating right now, he's looking toward another podium.
Did that front nose grind. I thought he was setting up to go for the tombstone, and he just turned backside into the deep end for a back 360. Really cool use of the park.
Wow, comes through, 72.62.
Some boos from the crowd. The crowd is not feeling our judges right now.
What was it that he needed to add to that run?
That was fun to watch, but maybe a couple, maybe a more difficult trick on the tombstone.
More urgency. Corey Juno, so far this year at every practice, he's looked like he's got everything it takes to win an event, but yet to quite put it together in the finals.
See that gap up to front board on the pool coping. The Sleepy Turtle is wide awake. Front pivot, super stylish, popping out of that. Look at this, back tail. He was trying to go all the way over that love seat. Looked like he didn't quite clear it. Rolled down the little ledge. He's got the back 540 in the deep end also. It's interesting to see all those guys doing 540s. They're all doing it in that same spot. Wow, front nose grind. Perfect first run for Corey Juno.
Corey Juno just dropped a part for Creature Skateboards. It was fiery. So Corey Juno, that looked like, the look on his face told me that's the run he wanted.
Yeah, cool to see the camaraderie among the boys. Getting congratulations from Tom Shar. Corey's, did you see that?
The best Corey's ever done in Vans Park Series history was 4th place right here at the Global Championships last year. So looks like he's continuing the tradition of ripping this
these
park
guys
with
are
an
taking
81.03.
They're taking shots at Carl Berglund, but Carl's staying out, holding his own.
Let's go down to the deck with Chris Pastris.
Yeah, guys, I spoke with Raven Tershi about switching from heat number 4 to heat number 2. He was originally slated for heat number 4, but he said, you know what? I like to just go in and skate as soon as possible, be warm, get it over with, and just go fast. So here we have Raven Tershi now in the 2nd heat, was originally in the 4th heat, and Raven doesn't like the waiting around, wants to get straight into it.
And if you're a Vans Park Series Select Pro, you can make those calls.
Yeah.
Say, beat it, Gromit, I'm in heat 2.
Unfortunately, the back tail on the tombstone is not working out for Raven today. Looked like he just kind of locked his truck in on that one. Wasn't able to pop out of it. Same trick that he fell on first 2 runs.
So
Can't
Raven
miss him,
Tershi with 2 low scores right now. He's got 2 more chances. All skaters getting 4 opportunities of 40 seconds each. Going back to our skater from Marseille, France, qualified in 2nd place after taking the winning worst slam of the event so far. Vincent Matheron doesn't look like he's affected.
You know, Oski and Carl are the locals. They got the everyone in the stands, but I just looked over my shoulder and Vincent has a whole crew of French skaters over in the corner cheering him on. So cool to see all the skaters from France rolling together, cheering their boy on. Oh, it looked like he was just trying to wally out off the tombstone.
Almost looked like he started confused in that run. A little bit lost right from the get-go, and that kind of threw off his whole line.
I wanted to see that back D to Smith up on the tombstone again. That was one of the best tricks he did in run number 1.
And I've heard the judges talking about guys who do a couple really gnarly tricks, but then kind of fill the rest of their one run with, 5-0, frontside grind. Yep. So the judges want to see something big on every wall or every, hip. They want to see a trick go down on nearly everything in the park.
Check this out. Looks like Tom Shar's starting his run a little different. I would love to see Tom switch his lineup and get that big 360 ollie in the 40-second cutoff.
This guy's contest IQ is among the best of the best.
Yeah, no kidding. Front tail onto the ledge. Looks like that is what he's doing, switching his run up a little bit.
20 seconds left.
Big alley-oop backside ollie. That is so floaty, so good looking.
Front feeble through the corner.
Taking it into the deep end.
Back 5.
Spinning the 5, he's got it.
And he makes that trick look easy.
Gosh, he has not even thought about falling off his skateboard today.
Right there for Tom Shar.
So there you called it right there. It looks almost like he's just trying to figure out a way to get that last back 3 in
maybe
this
just
40 seconds.
Switch that lineup, and if he gets that back 3 in his run, that is going to improve his score by at least a couple points.
Previous score was 80.56. So for those people that are watching going, well, how is his score going to improve if it's the same run? So what is Tom Shar doing here?
He did switch it up a little bit, but I think the key for Tom next couple run is going to be getting that back 3 in the time cutoff.
And some skate contests do overall impression, which means you need to switch it up during every run. But Vans Park Series, when you get to the semis and finals, it's best one run counts.
Best run counts. So you'll see a lot of guys trying the same run over and over again, maybe adding some different tricks, adding some different lines.
Representing Polar Skateboards, Oscar Rosenberg, Hallberg. Everyone just calls him Oski. And he has got one of the sickest styles in all of skateboarding.
Wow, no comply to tail.
What?
Up the tombstone.
Never been
I've
done,
not
folks.
seen anyone else do that. And how about that? Even that 5-0 all the way over the super long love seat. Both ways, backside and then front side. This might be the run we were waiting for out of Oski.
What I wouldn't give to skate like this.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We've watched him practice the last couple days. Every time he drops in, it's something completely different. Alley-oop, lip slide onto the out ledge, pull coping. Another NBD here at the Crocsback Park. Wow, that was an amazing run for Oski.
The crowd agrees, Neil. They're with you on that call because that
Alley-oop
was
lip
epic.
slide out of the corner onto the out ledge pull coping. We see everyone do the front lip. I've never seen anyone take the alley-oop approach. Look at that, no comply up the giant tombstone.
Is that a thing? Is that even possible?
Look at that, is that even possible? Alley-oop lip? I watched him skate the last few days. I never saw him try that alley-oop lip one time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader. Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg gets from last to first with an 85.94.
The Swedes in first and second. How cool is that?
Oh, this is
like
what we
I said, you
expected
might
here.
think that these guys have this park dialed, but they've been traveling the world. They're international pro skaters. They haven't really been in Malmö that much the last few months to practice in this park.
Let's get the vibe on the deck from Chris Pastras.
What's up, fellas? It's going nuts down here after Oscar's run. And about to drop in is Corey Juneau. And I asked him if he was going to stick with the same line that he got that 81.03 and maybe extend that backside tailslide. But he said, you know what? I'm going for the tombstone front blunt, and I'm going to try to add a flip trick. So Corey knows he's got to try to step it up to definitely make finals.
Well, we'll see if Corey Juneau does it, and he goes.
Wow, that was
just like
it.
Pastras said, the front blunt.
had the inside info correct on that one, going for the big front blunt. We saw Tristan Rennie do that in heat number 1. Not working out for Corey Juneau.
38.18, and he's still sitting pretty strong with an 81.03. That's good enough for third. And while half the field is basically gone, he's still got a lot of skating left to watch.
Look at the scores. There's some guys that made really good runs that are kind of sitting on the bubble. Tom Schar in 4th place right now, Roman Pavic in 5th, and Willie Lara in 6th.
All right, we want to see Raven Tershi put it together here, skating out of Santa Cruz, California, riding for Chocolate Skateboards. Raven Tershi always going Mach 10.
I can't wait to see what Raven's got for the new Lakai video they're working on. Always so fun to watch. See if he can make that back tail. There it is, perfect. That was buttery. Wow, Crooks to fakie across the whole love seat. Looks like he didn't have quite enough speed for that one.
Yeah,
if he makes that, that will bring the house down.
He's almost playing at a trick with himself, right? And if he can complete a 40-second run and do all those tricks that we've just seen and maybe add 2 more,
it's funny.
He's going to be looking
solid. Yeah, because
Raven
doesn't pack his run full of tricks like some of the other guys, but those tricks that he does do are so perfect and good.
He makes his tricks count.
Yeah.
All right, so that last score comes through for Tershi, 38.99. We're back to the skater out of Marseille, France, currently sitting in 7th place, Vincent Matheron.
Tricky landing on that Indy air, off the hip, landing right in the corner. And wow, that is so sick.
Best spine skater of the field.
He is, and that's the Marseille experience. You know, he grew up skating the Marseille Park, one of the famous spines. And so he skates that thing every day. Back sugarcane in the corner. That is a trick that it is so hard to do in the corner.
Switching it up into a fake 50. I don't even know what that was.
Wow, I couldn't even see what he did in the deep end because of the shadows. Last trick right here, going for a low-C stall, and he's gonna call it on time.
That's the first
Vincent Matheron with a full 40-second run.
Scoring some points. When you're doing original stuff like that, the judges eat that stuff up.
Yeah, we've got some
Amazing.
tricky shadows in the deep end right now. We're not even able to see some of the stuff that's happening on our monitor.
Fully extended sugarcane right there.
Almost catching a bit of like a fakey back
Be a
spin.
body varial
I have no idea.
back 50 right there.
It was a black screen to me.
I'm going off what Tim O'Connor, who's on the deck announcing live to the crowd, just said. And we'll see what the judges say. So the score comes through. A 78.36. That'll keep him in 7th place. Right there on the edge of the cut. Definitely not safe. He's got to put something heavy down to get up into the 80s. The 80s right now feeling a little bit safer, but you're going to have to start most likely getting the mid-80s because later on we got Ben Hatchell, we got Sorgente, we got Ashad Ware, Pedro Barra, so big scores to come, and here goes.
Oh no, he knew he had to step it up just a little bit.
And
Takes a little shot to the knee. Ow. We saw him do, I think he popped a stale fish to start his run off that little kicker onto the bank, going for the alley-oop grab that time. Tom knew just from looking at those last few runs from Oski and Corey and the boys, he knew that he had to step it up a little bit.
So Tom Shar.
He went to speak to the paramedic, Raven.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to get his knee checked out, so he went over to the guy with the paramedic jacket.
So currently sitting in first place from Malmö, Sweden, right here. Oscar Rosenberg, Hallberg. We'll see what Oski can do.
Hey, this is going to be fun to watch, man. Look at that. Back 5-0 to spine slide.
So
Looked like his-
back-to-back one-trick wonders.
Yeah, it
for
looked like his shoulders were twisted, like he was trying to go back revert on that one, but he is chilling at the top right now with an 85.94. That is a heavy score.
So that was Oski's third run, and now third run for Corey Juno. Let's go, full 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Pastras gave us the secret before the last run. It looks like Corey's going to try and add the front blunt on the giant tombstone.
I love the little tweak on the front side ollie.
Yeah, it's so stylish looking. Full speed to the big giant extension right here. There's the front blunt. Money.
No problem.
Now is he going to try and do the front side flip? Yeah, back tail over the love seat, catching a little bit of tranny on the downside.
Corey ain't stopping. He means business. He wants a slot in that
Huge 540, has to throw it away. Looked like he maybe carved a little bit too much on that one. You've seen most of the guys that are doing the 540s kind of having to do it straight up and down. Really hard to carve and land in the corner. Might have had his angle just a little bit off.
His highest score so far, an 81.03. He was going towards a score that was going to be most likely high 80s.
Yeah, that's going to help his confidence right there, making the front blunt. We saw Tristan do that in heat number 1.
64.70. Judges want to see you complete your run.
I was talking to Corey yesterday. He's like, man, I want to add the front blunt, but you know, Tristan's doing it. And I said, you know what? Hatchell did it last year. So
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. All right, last run for Raven Tershi. This is a skateboarder's skater.
he
Everybody's
is so
favorite.
fun to watch. I wish everyone had the reflective vest on. Then we could see him in the deep end. Perfect. Running it paramedic style. Oh, just hung up again on the back tail. That trick has been cursing him today. Third time that he's fallen on it.
Wow.
You know, sometimes you kind of have this
Thank you so much right there.
mind block of the way you want your run to go. And you can tell Raven really wanted to start off solid with that back tail. And unfortunately for Raven and for Raven fans like you and I, we will no longer see Raven Tershi in this event.
I'm also a Vincent Matheron fan. Would love to see Vincent step it up a little bit. Currently in 7th place.
Yeah, back lip, up and away in the back tail.
Tricky back lip to back tail.
So this is kind of the polar opposite of Raven. Now Vincent Mather on every wall, every trick, he just hammers.
Looked like his front foot just came off. That was the back D to Smith's stop, popping in over the gap off the tombstone.
Which is a trick mostly reserved for a 3-foot mini ramp.
Yeah, seriously.
And he's doing it on a tombstone that's 15 feet above the flat. Pastris is on the deck with Tom Shar as Tom drops in.
Yeah, I spoke to Tom, who seemed to be struggling a little bit with a knee injury a day or two ago, and I asked him if the knee was a factor, and he said not at all. It's not hampering him at all. So hopefully we'll see a full run here from Tom Shar, who we know is a competitor.
Absolutely. You see starting strong and lofty backside alley-oop to really get that speed blast going.
Is he going for the 360 ollie? There it is. Perfect mega ramp style straight into the 540. That would be such a banger back-to-back trick.
How do you feel about that, Malmö? Wow.
So he figured out how to switch his lineup to get that back 360, but can he land that straight into the 540? He's figuring it out as he goes.
Now that would have been the heaviest combo we've seen yet.
By far.
Probably ever in this park.
I mean, he's going long ways over that snowboard kicker. It's got to be, you know, well over 20 feet, you know, a good, that thing is far, 6 meters at least.
All right, semifinals, heat number 2 comes to 2 more skaters. Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg, your current leader with an 85.94. What's Oski got
again
on his final run? Nothing.
Same trick as last run, but he is still chilling at the top of the leaderboard.
If you ask me, Oski's safe right now.
Yeah.
But anything can happen. This is Vans Park Series. We know to expect the unexpected.
And look how close all the other guys are.
All right, so Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg with an 85.94 in first place, and currently sitting in third place, his high score, an 81.03. It's San Diego's Corey Juneau.
Oh, straight to the tombstone and straight bail first trick. So we're not going to see Corey Juneau bump himself higher than third. Alley-oop frontside flip is just for the crowd. That is time, unfortunately, for Corey Juneau. Still in third.
Flying right along. It has been an incredible start here at Vans Park Series. This is a global qualifier from Malmö, Sweden. We've got 10 more skaters to go. 10 of the world's best park skaters, all vying to be in this top 5. Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg with an 85.94. We started with 20 skaters at the top of the day. We're making the cut to 8 to make it to the finals. Who will it be? You've got 10 more skaters to watch. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. We're live on Red Bull TV. This is Vans Park Series.
True. Authentic. Off the wall. Propeller Van Skateboard.
back to Vans Park Series stop number 3. We are live from Kroksbäck, Sweden. You're watching supersonic skateboarding from what we're basically now calling the skate capital of Europe. I hope I don't get flogged for throwing that out there from guys from Copenhagen and other spots around, but you gotta hand it to Malmö, Sweden. They are not only investing in skateboarding, but also inviting skateboarders from around the world to come to this country to rip.
They absolutely do it right. We're going to talk to John Magnuson in just a few minutes, but right now we're going to throw it back down to Pastras.
Oscar Rosenberg, great runs. So our broadcast guys were just talking about how special the scene is here in Malmö. Tell us a little bit about the skate scene in Malmö. Why is it so special, and why are you guys so passionate about the skateboarding scene?
It's a lot of stuff to skate, a lot of parks, a lot of street spots, DIY spots, it's companies, a lot of good skaters. I don't know, it's just really good.
How does it differ from the United States in your travels?
It's not as many skaters, and it's just a different feeling over it. It's like it's so common with skating in the States. It's like skaters all over, and yeah, it's just different here. It's a little bit more limited, I feel like.
Yeah, you guys are passionate, man. You appreciate what you have. And speaking of that, this crowd got super behind you. You and Carl Berglund are in the number 1 and number 2 spots. What do you think about that?
I like that, yeah, for sure.
Let's have a round of applause for Oscar Rosenberg and Carl Berglund, first and second right now. Malmö, yes. All right, we hope to see you in your finals. I think you're sitting pretty good with an 85. Best of luck, Oscar. Thank you, crowd.
Yeah, Pastras. Feel the energy from Kroksbäck Skate Park. We don't usually have these stands around this skate park. This is a special occasion, of course.
Yeah, we usually don't have weather like this either. Such an amazing day here.
And I like Oski's answer right there, kind of about skating in general here in Sweden. Not as many skateboarders, but I'll tell you, within the next 5 or 10 years, this contest is going to be full of Swedish skateboarders. With skating like this coming to Sweden, here's your heat recap from semifinal heat number 2. Tom Schar went nuts.
Yeah, and unfortunately that big backside 360 ollie was after time, so that didn't help him out with the judges, but one of the coolest tricks we've seen all day. Corey Juneau still sitting in 3rd place, some of the coolest combos. Stylish front pivot up on the tombstone. Back tail almost all the way over the love seat, trying to squeak it over that tranny right there at the end.
All these skaters have just an uncanny ability to stay on their boards. I mean, it's like magic.
This has been the run of the day so far. Alley-oop lip onto the outledge, back 360, going down at the end, but that was after time and did not hurt Oski's score. He's at the top with an 85.94. That's the top 10 right now. Once again, we have 2 more heats, and we're only taking the top 8.
Big story right now, 2 skaters from Malmö, Sweden, who've got 1st and 2nd place in a field of 20 of the world's best park skaters. That's got to be something special right now for Swedish skateboarding. Of course, we got to wait and see. We've got 10 more skaters to go here in semifinals. Heat number 3, this is where we get to more of our Park Series Select pros. Chris Russell, Jack Fardell, Ben Hatchell, Kevin Kowalski, and Alex Sorgente are reigning Vans Park Series World Champion.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins on that list. Chris Russell won 2 Park Series stops last year. Ben Hatchell has won some of the biggest contests in the world. Kowalski has. Alex Sorgente won only 9 months ago in this park. This heat is stacked.
As far as consistency would go through our 2016 season, you'd have to say this heat right here has the most consistent podium skateboarders. But everything has changed in 2017 with the rise of Tom Schar, Corey Juneau. We'll see if Chris Russell can take it back for the Park Series vets. He's got 40 seconds. He always comes into this skate park like a human cannonball. High-speed push to start us off. Chris the Muscle Russell.
The South Bay Sledgehammer. Love seeing the muscle attack these parks. Full speed to the tombstone. Boneless frontside invert, under rotated.
That's a make.
Yeah, it's a make. He's still on. Might take him the whole rest of his run to get back up to speed.
Time still goes.
Oh, the ollie pogo rock fake. He got away from him.
And I haven't seen him trying that in practice.
I know.
Which is cool.
I haven't seen anyone plant a hand on top of the tombstone.
How many of these guys do you think save tricks?
Oh, they absolutely. That's the school of Pedro Barros right there.
They've all got a trick or two in their back
Just
pocket
think
that
about
they
it.
only pull out in the contest.
Judges are here hanging out, watching all week. You want to surprise those guys when it counts.
27 years old from Queanbeyan, Australia. Jack Fardell skating for Sovereign Skateboards.
He's back.
So smooth, so powerful.
Oh, the Smith did not lock onto the tombstone, it looked like. Holding his knee. Hopefully Jack's okay. Jack has some of the coolest grind tricks over the love seat in this park. Hopefully Jack is able to answer the call next couple runs. Want to give a quick shout out to Steve Van Doren watching at home. Thanks for tuning in, Steve. We appreciate everything that you and the Vans and Van Doren family do.
Ben Hatchell from Manassas, Virginia. Ben Hatchell. This guy has so many contest wins under his belt. We'll see if he can get his roll going here in 2017.
Yeah, we were watching practice yesterday, and Ben Hatchell dislocated his knuckle really bad. Luckily, had the paramedic put it back into place, and by paramedic, not Raven Tershi. Back tail popping in. Look at this run from Ben.
Skateboarding technician. This guy has more mini ramp tricks than anybody.
Front 5-0, probably gonna have time for one last trick. Front side 360. We've seen a few guys do the 360s over the snowboard kicker. No one is doing it front side like Ben. Wow.
Ben had some uncharacteristic falls in past events, but
that's
I'm
what I
loving
was
to see
just
him,
gonna say. He dominated in practice down at Manly Beach at our first stop, ended up falling on all of his runs, so we really wanted to see a good result out of Hatchell at this stop.
He came into Vans Park Series as the most dominant skater in the Van Doren Invitational. When it was the Van Doren Invitational back in Huntington Beach, a couple years running, Ben Hatchell was unstoppable.
Yeah, I thought that score was going to be a little higher, 72.76 for Hatchell.
That'll get him into 10th place. He's got 3 more runs. Kevin Kowalski from Portland, Oregon. This guy eats concrete for breakfast. He's got a skate park in his backyard.
He always finds something unique. There's the back tail. Wow, that's the trick that was giving Raven such grief his whole heat. But Kowalski is so good at just finding like a unique line or a tricky spot that no one else is hitting.
He's looking at something.
Yeah, judo air over the love seat. There's 2 of those giant love seats in this park. Backside boneless, bowl-to-bowl transfer. Yeah, there's 2 of those love seats. One is kind of an angled hip and one is a round hip. Not too many people are hitting the round one. Kowalski always finds the line.
First frontside invert we've seen.
Yeah, that was a
contest.
great run. Heat number 3 is on it.
It almost looked like he was searching a lot during that run, kind of looking at the walls, thinking where to go next. He did do a couple big tricks, but not a lot of tricks.
Yeah, the way I see Kowalski skate in practice, he really works on individual tricks, and then I think he just figures out how to put them all together in 40 seconds.
73.54, of course, Kevin Kowalski. He is a transfer master. You can't say the name Kevin Kowalski without thinking of the biggest transfer, one of the biggest transfers you can do on a skateboard. That went down in Vancouver 2016, just after the Vans Park Series. This is your reigning Vans Park Series world champion, Alex Sorgente.
Yeah, when it comes to this skate park, this dude holds the title belt. Last year won the world championships here in a huge head-to-head battle with Pedro Barros. Frontside ollie to tail, front 180 out. Haven't seen anyone else do that one on the tombstone.
Does anyone do more tricks per run than Alex Sorgente?
Seriously, stand-up nose grind, popping it into the corner. Looked like a feeble to fakie. Cab to 50, up onto the pool coping.
This
probably
is his
last
30th
trick.
trick.
Yeah, he has done so many tricks.
And at times when you try to pack in that many trips, it can look spastic. He makes it look good.
Yeah, that was an amazing first run for Sorgente.
So Sorgente looking like he's continuing on his roll. He has a love affair with this skate park in particular. This is the park that gave him
this
his world
park
championship.
Just works for him. I love how he pops around, doesn't slide his wheels at all on the re-entry, just lands perfect backwards.
This will be a good study as to kind of the contradicting styles between Rosenberg, Halberg, Oski, who was real smooth and didn't, did a lot of tricks, but not every wall was hit. Sorgente, on the other hand, tons of tricks, 82.19.
The Swedes are hanging on, man, still hanging in first and second, the Malmö Lokes. You'd think the crowd was judging, but they're not.
Now we will go back to our current top 5. Oscar Rosenberg Halberg in first, Carl Berglund in second. Will Chris Russell give us a run to crack that top 5?
Yeah, currently in 14th. He needs a big score. Floaty frontside ollie to start it off. See if he goes for the boneless de-invert again. There it is.
Clean getaway off
See
that.
anyone else doing that trick on the tombstone.
In and out of control all at the same time.
Floaty front tail grab. Wow, frontside air revert. Looked like that's what he was going for. Didn't have the grab, and the board just got away from him.
Great half run. Now, if he can wrap that thing up with a bow and hand it to the judges, they're going to love it.
There again, he didn't have as many tricks as Sorgente. That was still just a little bit too much of just pumping around. When you look at the runs that are in first, second, third place, you can't waste that much time just pumping for speed.
40 seconds
Russell
is going to fly by.
Yeah, he has the tricks. He just got to put the run together.
Jack Fardell has 40 seconds on the clock. His best finish here in Vans Park Series was a 7th at the Vans Park Series Florianopolis contest in 2016.
Such a stylish snap out of that Smith.
Do
Look
it.
at that 5-0 to fakie. Way past the love seat. That is the longest 5-0 to fakie you will ever see.
He has the best 5-0 to fakie in the world.
Thought he was going to make it all the way through that shallow corner. That was such a rad lip trick.
5 seconds to go for Fardell.
Front tail popping out stylish, and that's going to be a perfect 40 seconds for Fardell.
Solid run. Coming into fakie after doing a 5-0 that long, I mean, there's a reason why he's one of the only people in the world that can do it like that. How hard is that trick?
I mean, it's not a hard trick. It's hard to do it across a 20-foot love seat.
Right. When you add the distance, and I would say the danger element of that love seat being beneath you.
We saw other guys, like even Oski was struggling just to do a 5-0 over it. That's what Corey Juno was trying to do, a back tail over that love seat. And Fardell just 5-0 to fakie that thing and went a mile past it.
70.69, most likely the judges just want to see a few more tricks. Add the danger element to the runs.
This heat is showing how stacked it is because these guys are making runs and not cracking the top 8 except for Sorgente.
We will see if Ben Hatchell will bring the Ben Hatchell magic we've seen in the past. Chris Pastras is on the deck.
Yeah, guys, I spoke to Ben about that dislocated knuckle, and he said, you know what, I'm making it work. He's got to grab, it's his backside hand, which you just saw him do a backside 360. He said he has to basically grab it with 2 fingers, which is insane. And he was a bit surprised by his score, as was I. Didn't crack the 80s with a perfect run, so he's going to have to really step it up. So here you see Ben really just going all out, trying to crack that 80 score and make it into our final.
He's added some madness to his previous run. He's got 5 seconds left.
And did you see that backside ollie gap onto the tombstone? I think Hatchell upped his score on this run.
Grabbing with 2 fingers, no less.
Wow, blunt flip to fakie, going for the half cab way after time. Amazing run for Ben Hatchell. Can't wait to see the replay of that backside ollie onto the tombstone. You gotta have such quick feet to pop. Look at this, pops off, just barely clears that gap.
And then again, the combo right there, that back 3 over the love seat. So Ben Hatchell got a 5th place at the Vans Park Series Global Championships right here in Malmö, Sweden. So we're kind of thinking of him as an underachiever, but 5th place at the World Championships here, that says to me he's loving this park. The score comes through an 80.39.
He wanted an 80, he's got an 80, but 6th place with still 1 heat to go.
Sketch.
Yeah, he's still sweating that one.
And a guy that Ben skates with a lot, Kevin Kowalski. Kevin Kowalski, high speed attack. He always loves to wind up to start his runs.
Wow, an invert on top of the tombstone. That is so hard. Have to go over that giant kink just to ride up that wall.
It's always cool to see skaters react to the previous score. That's exactly what we've seen.
He got a little twisted up on that frontside invert, but there's the front blunt to Smith stop.
8 seconds.
Yeah, really tricky to get your rhythm back once you lose it.
Maybe one more trick for Kowalski. What's he got?
Big body jar on the pull coping.
I liked it. I like that run.
Got a little bit lost at the end, but I love, man, that invert on top of the tombstone, just riding up that steep bank. Look at this. You have to go over that giant kink and then not get hung up on the re-entry.
You know, if you edited that run and took out all the flat bottom parts, that would have been a perfect run. But there was a few just subtle missteps where he got a little bit lost in the flat bottom. And the judges, I mean, they are watching every second of your run. And hence the 74.35.
Yeah,
if he added a trick or two, maybe a little bit more speed through the middle portion of that run, he'd be looking at an 80.
Yeah.
Currently in third place, this is your reigning world champion whose run just sent the crowd into a frenzy in the 2016 Global Championships here in Malmö, Sweden. He needs an 85.95 to take first place from one of our Swedes.
I like that first hit, the alley-oop on the tombstone. Tail stall, popping 180, frontside.
15 seconds to go for Sorgente.
Nose grind, perfect every time.
Into the darkness. 5 seconds.
Wow, cab, feeble, fakie, adding a little difficulty compared to his first run. Then a fakie 50-50 to fakie, popping over the hip. Caballerial in the deep end. Sorgente has this park dialed.
That was after time, so the judges stopped judging. Obviously, when time runs out, Sorgente again. When I said he had 5 seconds left, he did 4 more tricks in 5 seconds.
Look at that cab, feeble.
So again, that's the difference. Last time he did a cab 50-50.
It's interesting because you see a lot of these guys doing tricks to fakie, and then it's really hard to keep your speed going backwards. Sorgente's really good at keeping his speed up. Now we don't have a Swede first and second. Oski's still in first. Now Sorgente bumped Carl Berglund down to third.
Sorgente has split the Swedes. Carl Berglund with that 82.35. So Sorgente now in second place. Chris Russell trying to crack the top 8 to make the finals, blasting into the park to start us off.
Yeah, we want to see Chris Russell in the final. He won 2 of these stops last year in 2016. No one else is doing the boneless to front invert on the tombstone.
Here's where you got to start hammering tricks in.
Love that floaty tail grab. Now is he going for the frontside air revert? Nope, staying forwards. Big backside disaster, hanging up and hanging on.
Finish strong.
Wow, lip slide to Smith in the black hole.
Got about 5 seconds.
5 seconds to go on a great run for Chris Russell.
Board slide to fakie. Wow, got a little bit lost there at the end, but even that board slide to fakie went from shallow to deep over that curved love seat.
Wow, so Chris Russell, every run previous, every practice run, he came out screaming obscenities. And that one, he comes out smiling. That's what we like to see from Chris Russell.
He struggled for that one too, and you have to realize
he had to fight for that run, didn't he?
He did. Really curious to see where the judges put this one.
God, that was a hairball.
74.58. He's waiting for the reaction here.
Still in 12th place outside of the cut. Gonna need to add a couple more big tricks to be in that top 8.
All right, so coming in now, Jack Fardell. This is his third run, his highest score so far, 70.69.
Jack originally from Australia, now spending a lot of time in California. Looked like he was grabbing the tail on that Smith stall.
Just a little tail touch.
Look at that. There's the 5-0, unfortunately. Didn't lock into that one perfect. Had to do the quick rollout.
That's not a fall, right?
That is not a fall. Pumping for speed.
Left.
Back down to the big tombstone. Big frontside air onto the bank. Has to throw it away.
Fardell not psyched.
Jack's
on that
been
last run.
doing a lot of traveling with the Adidas crew. It's been cool to see all the videos and articles in the skate mags from those guys' travels.
And that run illustrated right there, if you get off your line, if you get off the line you want to do, it can be really tough to rein it back in and finish strong.
Yeah, Jack unfortunately didn't lock in perfect on those lip tricks over the love seat, kind of threw him off.
Currently in 6th place, Ben Hatchell's got 40 seconds. Give it to us, Ben.
Wow, frontside air snapping off the tombstone.
He is wall ride frontside air.
Yeah, he is in 6th place, so that is really precarious.
Oh my!
Wow, I thought he was going complete coping to coping.
Be careful, Ben. That was psychotic.
And it looked like that combo, it looked like he was trying to land that off the tombstone straight into a 540 over the love seat.
All by going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Gets the knucks from Dune.
Yeah,
of course, legendary
what up, Dune?
skater Chris Pastras.
Like that wall ride, check that out.
On the deck for us at Vans Park Series.
Looked like backside grab 540, just wasn't able to grab the board.
Imagine now for a second that he puts that combo together.
Yeah, that combo, you're going to be in the finals for sure.
I'm going to throw myself off this balcony in celebration and just go give him a hug.
Get down there and tell him what to do, Coach.
40 seconds on the clock for Kevin Kowalski. What can this Portland, Oregon ripper do to crack into the top 8 to make the finals? We got 20 skaters, cut down to 8. High-speed pumps to start us off. Kowalski is,
wow, gap
in.
Onto the tombstone, into the deep end. He made it.
That's the hardest way to get into the skate park.
Yeah, that is incredible. That is full commitment to go off the tombstone, onto that extension, into the deep end, Smith grind into the deep.
He's built the excitement. Now he has to keep the electricity rolling.
It's what we said earlier. This guy is so good at finding unique transfers and spots in these parks that no one else is hitting. Got a little saran wrap to tail.
So the judges need to look at the entire run, right? So that the intro, the entry into the park, as heavy as anyone's done it.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of the run?
I mean, that's going to be huge. I mean, it's definitely going to be an improvement from his 74 without a doubt. But is that enough to bump him up into the 80s?
Rashad thinks so. If you get knucks from Skater of the Year, you're doing something
Gap
right.
Onto the tombstone, then off, ollie into the deep end.
That's the scariest skateboarding I've seen of the day.
You just think if it goes wrong on top of that tombstone and you just get pitched, it can be really bad.
Heavy. Score comes through 69.41.
Yeah, judges were not feeling that one.
Well, again, he started with the electricity and just it kind of finished a little slower.
Yeah.
40 seconds on the clock. Let's go to Chris Pastras on the deck.
What's up, fellas? I chatted with Alex about where he's sitting right now and if he felt he needed to add anything to his line or step it up, and he said, I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now with my 84.19. So he's got nothing super special. He had nothing super special planned for this run. He's sitting in a comfortable place, and Alex is a competitor. He knows he's in our top 8 with only 4 more skaters in heat number 4.
Yeah, that's just smart competitive skateboarding. Don't break yourself off
Save
before
it for
the
the finals.
Yeah, no kidding. But sometimes it's good to maybe eye stuff up. If there's something you've been thinking about, maybe try it. Just give it a go.
Set it up. You know, it could be a little. You got a luxury of trying something. Last run for Chris Russell. He's got 40 seconds. Love to see Russell back into the finals.
Wow, frontside fast plant.
Wow, Chris Russell Malmö.
Not working out for Chris Russell. Once again, we mentioned it the last couple stops, but Russell had a big lower leg injury at the end of the Park Series last year in 2016. So he took a few months just rehabbing that ankle and leg. So he kind of started the tour off just on the rehab program with that leg, and so maybe not completely up to speed yet.
So Chris Russell, score comes through just 6.29. So one trick bail. Unfortunately, that will most likely be the last we see of Chris Russell. He's got a lot of fans out there, including myself. I know, Neil, you're a fan. It's so fun to watch skate. Last look at probably one of the top 3 most stylish skateboarders, not just in Park Series, but in the world.
Disaster. The cameras couldn't even follow
no.
him, and then he fell pushing around the perimeter snake run. I can't wait to see the replay. Wallied off of the tombstone to disaster.
Wow, that entrance alone.
And then, yeah, trying to go full speed re-entry, got pitched.
Sometimes when you skate 100 miles an hour, little things like that can just throw you off. Unfortunately for Fardell,
Looked like maybe full
there's a
speed.
little hump, a
yeah.
speed hump right there. And maybe just misjudged it a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of wheel bite.
Well, that'll be on the highlight reel. The Wally to back disaster. Ben Hatchell's last chance. Currently sitting in 6th place, safe for now.
Oh, monster slam by Hatchell on that shoulder. You saw how his feet slid up to the nose of his board when he snapped off the tombstone, and his weight just was way too over his front foot and had to take that one to the shoulder.
Ben Hatchell has the face of just a nice kid, but I'll tell you, this is one of the toughest skateboarders you will ever meet. He's pretty much broke his hand.
Yeah.
And to walk off that slam,
I saw him
hectic.
slam yesterday, and his knuckle dislocated, and it was so gross looking. And he was skating 10 minutes later.
Kevin Kowalski now, last opportunity to impress the judges, currently sitting in 13th place.
Oh, the invert on the tombstone that we liked so much a couple runs ago did not work out for him on his last run.
It's got to be frustrating for Kowalski, who podiumed twice. He got a 3rd place in Florianopolis, a 3rd place in Melbourne last year on Vans Park Series. He got 6th place in the Global Championships here in Malmö in 2016.
And,
yet to do anything.
He didn't get rewarded doing that monster transfer that he did last run. Also, that was his. He had 2 runs that were higher scored than that.
All right, last look at our reigning world champion, Alex Sorgente out of Lake Worth, Florida. Needs an 85.95 to take down Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg.
Alley-oop Caballero onto the bank.
So far, so good for Sorgente. 25 seconds left.
Alley-oop front 50, had to save that one. And the back 360 ollie over the hip, got away from him.
Damage has been done by Sorgente. His top score, an 84.19, currently in 2nd place.
He's in the middle of the Swede sandwich.
So he's safe. He's safe to make the cut.
He's good. There are 5 skaters in our last heat.
And 2 of them, former Thrasher Magazine Skateboarders of the Year, Shadware and Grant Taylor, 2012 and 2013 SOTYs. We got an incredible heat number 4, some of the best park skaters ever. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back live from Malmö. This is Vans Park Series. Welcome back, skate fans. We are live from Malmö, Sweden. This is stop number 3, 2017 Vans Park Series. Chris Cote here with Neil Hendricks. We are witnessing a skateboarding show for the ages. We're 3 heats into the semifinals. This 4th heat has some of the world's best skateboarders, and we've seen some incredible runs. Alex Sorgente, our reigning world champion, is now in 2nd place. He's on the deck with Chris Pastras.
That's right, Alex Sorgente, our reigning champion. Alex, are you feeling any added pressure with winning last year's event?
I don't know. I just try to go out and have fun and just not try to think about it and keep an open mind and just skate and have fun. I'm out here with all the homies, so it's a great time.
How much are you feeding off last year's line and what tricks you do? Are you trying to go all new moves this year?
Yeah, I think my lines, I actually don't really remember, but I think my line's different from last year. So, yeah, I just try to put it down and see what happens.
And you guys, the Young Bucks, yourself, Tom Shar, Corey Juneau, you just seem to be getting better and better. What's up with that? What's the reason? How?
I don't know. I guess I'd say it's these contests. You know, it's firing everyone up and, like, everyone's growing and just getting better, learning tricks. And, like, yeah, all the homies be ripping, so it's sick.
And you've got a 7th and a 3rd so far this year in Vans Park Series. How bad do you want a podium here in Malmö?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be so stoked to come out with a podium, but, yeah, just see what happens. Should be sick. Whoever is going to kill it's going to kill it, and see how it turns out.
Yeah, sitting in 2nd place right now. Round of applause for Alex Sorgente. We will see you in our finals.
Right on, Pastras, Alex Sorgente. In 2nd place now, our leader still, Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg. So what do you think about switching up his line as we saw him in this
it's funny that he says that he doesn't remember his run from last year, because I remember it like it was yesterday.
I remember every second
I remember the one thing that he did last year that I haven't seen this year is that Ollie 540, and I think that was a huge part of what bumped him past Pedro. Curious to see if Alex is able to bring out the Ollie 5. A lot of highlights in this last heat, that combo from Ben Hatchell. We had a lot of highlights from some of the guys that didn't necessarily have really high scores. Hatchell still has a possibility of making the finals. He's in 6th place right now. But here was the top scorer from our heat, Alex Sorgente, like we said, currently in 2nd place, in between the Swedes that are in 1st and 3rd. Front tail to front 180, stand-up nose grind, popping into the corner, 50-50 to fakie in the black hole deep end. And the Caballero, that's what he ended his world championship winning run with last year. Trey Flip got away from him at the end, but that was after time. Alex Sorgente with an 84.19.
Well, the fans on hand are getting more and more fired up with each run, and we hope you at home are too. Oscar Rosenberg-Halberg from Malmö, Sweden in the lead. Alex Sorgente in 2nd. Carl Berglund in 3rd. Corey Juneau, Tom Shar, Ben Hatchell, all on the edge.
Yeah.
Roman Pavic and Willie Lara. They're looking at this heat thinking, oh, we got a shot. Grant Taylor, Pedro, CJ Collins, Ivan Federico, they're sketched.
We've got a scoring monitor down there on the deck of the park, and so those guys that, Tom Shar, Ben Hatchell, Roman Pavic are going to be staring at that scoring monitor as the scores get updated after all these runs to see if they're skating again in today's final.
Historically speaking, the guy they got to be worried about is Pedro Barros, right? I mean,
yeah,
consistent.
And normally we would say Ivan. Worth mentioning, Ivan Federico is struggling with an ankle injury from just a couple days ago. Curious to see if Ivan's going to be at full speed.
Thrasher Magazine Skateboard of the Year for 2013, Ashad Ware. Grant Taylor, Thrasher Magazine Skateboard of the Year for 2012. Pedro Barros, CJ Collins, who's basically become everybody's favorite 13-year-old skateboarder on the earth from Anaheim, California, and Ivan Federico, who to me kind of came out of padded up vert kid obscurity to household name here in Vans Park Series.
Won one of these events last year, which was a huge step in his career. And Pedro Barros is in this heat. he's always one of the guys to beat.
Speaking of everybody's favorite skateboarder, Ashad Ware. I mean, this guy skates like he's just a full-on skate rat. He lives on his skateboard.
Yeah, he is such an ATV. He is so good at all terrain. I actually saw Ishad broke his board on a disaster right before the contest, so he had to run back to the hotel and get another board. Looks like new board's treating him okay. Yeah, back tail in the deep end. And a little tail slide over the spine.
And he's so good in transition that you forget he can do switchback Smiths down 20 stair rails.
Wow, front 180 over the snowboard jump. Ishad just put out an amazing real street part just a few days ago for X Games, and I watched them all, and he had my vote for sure.
That part paired with the Good Homies part also on Thrasher, I mean, he could be so do you game.
Someone told me that he's working on 4 video parts for this year, not including the real street part that just dropped. 4 video parts in a year, that's insane.
In this heat, you have Ashad and CJ Collins, 2 guys that skate the most out of our entire field.
Those dudes skate like 20 hours a day. You will never see those guys not on their skateboards if they are awake.
It's so rad to watch. I mean, they get here before us, and they're practicing, sweating, having fun. All right, back-to-back skaters of the year. This guy is probably the most respected skateboarder in this entire field. The one and only Grant Taylor.
I think he's put out the best transition skateboarding video parts ever.
Riding for Anti-Hero, Nike SB, Grant
Taylor. Front pivot.
It's tricks like that.
Right on the edge. We've shown that he can put it together on this park. He made the finals at the World Championships last year. Front 50-50 washing out into the park. He is the only person that can pull that off. Yanked it off the deep end vert a little bit too much. But that is poetry in motion.
From Atlanta, Georgia, 26 years old, super powerful. Obviously, you see there the flow is with this man.
The flow
is anybody smoother than that?
There, you know, just even the way that he was able to save a couple of these tricks. Look at this pivot right on the edge. That is precision right there in the last little corner of the tombstone.
You know, I'm throwing a lot of super relatives out there, but I'll tell you, the best in the business when it comes to making tricks that should not be made.
It's funny, you mentioned that he's kind of got a surf style and he just flows so well.
Now this is one of the winningest transition skaters in history, Pedro Barras from Florianopolis, Brazil. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
Nobody projects themselves into the park quite like Pedro Barras. This guy is a human cannonball.
This dude has won everything. Is he going for a gap onto the tombstone to start it off? Wally in, and that is a fall before he can even get going. That is not the Pedro Barros run we were expecting.
Well, I think the thing with Pedro is he is that confident that he's got 3 more runs. He can kind of start with a mess around trick.
He will put it together. And shout out to everyone watching us on Red Bull TV down in Brazil. We know we've always got a big contingent of Brazilians tuning in.
One of the best 13-year-old skaters in the world, CJ Collins, definitely the most stylish.
It was a huge breakthrough when he qualified 3rd yesterday, popping up into the front axle stall on the tombstone.
Toy machine rider, also a Vans team rider. See the improvements that he's made by traveling with the Vans team around the world and back.
Yeah, we've seen his improvement over the last few months all the time. Look at that front nose blunt, perfect on the pull coping. Setting up the front side flip, barely squeaking in under the coping. Last trick for CJ. Ollie to fakie, that is a perfect first run for CJ Collins. Fakie Ollie kickflip.
One of the few skaters flipping his board in this giant park.
Yeah, really curious to see where the judges put this because he didn't really have the speed and power, but look at that frontside flip. Barely squeaked in that back truck by the coping.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Pedro. Sniper style, firing him off.
Crazy. So CJ Collins now, we'll see what the judges say. You know, he had a few moments where he was kind of stuck in the flat, so he gets a 72.80. If he cleans that run up, he's looking at an 80 plus.
Yeah, that's, you know, I thought that score was a little low. Then I looked at the other guys that he's around, and there's a lot of guys that made really good runs. This is a tough 8-cut to make.
The harsh 8-cut from 20. Now, Ivan Federico basically became a household name here at Vans Park Series in 2016. We'll see if he can continue that run. 40 seconds to go for Ivan Federico, nursing an injured foot.
Yeah, and that is not going to help an injured foot right there. We didn't know if Ivan was even going to be able to skate today. Really tweaked his ankle bad a couple days ago. He was barely able to walk, and this morning he said he's going to go for it.
He's tough. And congratulations to Ivan Federico, brand new pro for Embassy Skateboards out of Texas.
Yeah, now he's going to be traveling a little bit with Colin Graham, Vans Park Series pro on Embassy Skateboards. Shout out to Lee and those boys for helping these guys get around the world.
So Ishad Ware got the invite to Vans Park Series. He showed up last year to a couple of events and just ripped. So
yeah,
they said, get on tour.
He skated Huntington Beach last year, had a blast. Huntington was crazy in the open qualifier with over 100 skaters. And Ishad was like, man, I want to do more of these. You'll see him in, he does super good at X Games. He does Street League, all the gnarly street contests, holds his own with the tranny chompers out here as well.
I mean, from flat ground to park, he could probably skate mega.
It's so fun that every one of his runs is completely different. He just absolutely has no plan. He just gets in and rips.
And he kind of just floats in and out of the park. He's on his own program here in Europe.
Love that backside ollie. I saw him walking out of the train station this morning with a couple shopping bags, and I'm like, what's up, Ishad? You just going shopping? He's like, yeah, man, I was just over in Copenhagen, just went shopping, now gonna cruise down and skate the contest.
So good.
He loves it over here.
A full 40-second run for Ishad, skating out of New Jersey. But he's pretty much now kind of a skater of the world. I mean, in any given time, he's somewhere else.
And he can dance.
Take a look at his ender.
Wow, half cab, big spin.
Ishad, the crowd just eating that up with a spoon. The judges liking it too, a 71.21, 15th place, not making the cut yet, but improving with each and every run. He could put it together. Next skater coming through for his second run. It's the one and only Grant Taylor.
This dude's got a SOTY. I'm claiming skater of the decade, skater of the century. This guy is the best when it comes to boneless to boneless. Did you see that?
I don't believe it. I saw it, I don't believe it.
What was that? Wow, front 50-50 and then over the spine. That line was impossible.
How excited were you when you saw even his name on the list?
I want to just see a replay of that whole run. I could watch this dude all day. It's funny, I always joke that you see all the kids at your local park doing bonuses. It's because of this guy. That was an 80s trick that Grant Taylor brought back by doing it like that.
That was about a 6-foot clearance from
Dude,
boneless
look at
to
this,
boneless.
front 50, trying to whip it straight over the spine.
I mean, that's uncanny.
No one else can do that. That's just
now, if
impossible.
he would have, let's say, he would have made that transfer from grind over the spine. I mean,
that was still just the first half of his run. He was still going to have to put it together, but he made the cut at the finals here last year. He made the top 8.
I'll take as much Grant Taylor as I can get.
Anything is possible.
40 seconds on the clock. He's going to start dropping in on the big bank. Pedro Barros now like massive backside air to air.
Pedro not going for the Wally start that took him out in that first run. Gap to tail slide onto the pool coping.
Got to be tough to react from a slam to start your heat.
Big 540, landed completely in the flat and still held on.
Nobody does the flat landing better than Pedro Barros.
No kidding. This guy can pump, get speed out of anything. Over the spine, I thought he was trying the hurricane grind. Fakey 50-50 just to end his run. Wow, back 360.
That's a make.
We call that one a contest make, a little sloppy.
So safe to say not affected from falling on his first run.
Yeah, but you know what? That wasn't the run that Pedro wanted. He got a little bit sketchy, got a little bit lost this 540 was insane. If you saw how low he landed, he barely caught the bottom of the transition. Amazing that he was able to hold on to that.
And take a second to reflect on that combo. Stalefish, long way over the middle box, straight into a back 5.
That's the line that took out Tom Shar. We saw Tom Shar. Look at that, 81.17. Pedro Barros is going to be in our final.
Wow, so we have another finalist in Pedro Barros. He still has 2 runs to go, so he jumps up into 4th place as CJ Collins prepares to drop in. Let's go to the deck with Chris Pastras.
I spoke to CJ about switching places with Raven Touche. CJ was initially in our 2nd heat, and Raven was in our 4th, but he swapped out places. Raven wanted to skate early on in the contest, and I said, CJ, why'd you give up your spot? He said, because of the dudes in this heat, he wanted to skate with the true competitors because he felt it would rise his level, and it looks like it's working.
Right, you know, he came into probably the heaviest semi of the day from Blunt.
Front Blunt in the deep end. CJ's putting it together again. Kickflip to fakie, caught it perfect with that back foot. Last trick right here. What's he going for? A fakie ollie. Hey, I can do that.
Yeah, that's something we can
Someone
relate
in
to.
the contest did a trick I could do in this park.
And then he just backed it up with 2 tricks that
Yeah,
I
looks
can't
like
do.
being in the 4th heat worked.
So CJ Collins continues to put things together. He is a rookie on the 2017 Vans Park Series.
Love
but he's
that.
not skating like a rookie.
Big Indy disaster. No complied tail slide. He switched that line up, but I've got to think that the judges are probably going to like that frontside flip a little bit more.
If you want more CJ Collins, watch Camp Woodward Season 8. CJ Collins, he is a star.
75.10 for run number 2. Bumps him up a little bit, but he's still in 13th place, way out of the top 8.
Ivan Federico skating through what we think is a lot of pain. We'll see if he can make a full pull.
Wow, the backsmith. We saw him do that in practice. He was going for kickflip melon to axle stall. He dipped that front truck and it sat backsmith and he still almost made it.
For the entire season last year and the beginning of this season, Ivan Federico has been the most consistent skateboarder.
Oh, if he would have saved that one. It looked like his foot was completely on the tombstone and he still tried to get it back on and save it.
Pretty impressive that he's still going for it. And
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
if Ivan isn't skating at practice, that means he's really hurt.
Yeah,
so the fact he's skating right now, that's admirable.
I saw him this morning and he could barely walk.
Ashad giving it up to the fans. He is a fan favorite, a skater favorite, one of our favorites. This dude just does it all. 40 seconds for Ashad Ware.
Board slide through the shallow corner. Every run completely mixing it up. Full speed into the deep end. Big backside air. That looks like a vert guy doing that backside air. This dude jumps down mega stairs.
The casual approach, showing it's not just the tricks you do, it's how you do them.
Wow, back 5-0 to tail slide through the deep corner. Back boneless. This dude has every trick in the bag. Kickflip melon. That was Ishad's straight vert run right there.
As you mentioned, watch his X Games Real Street 2017 part. It's heavy. And watch any part. Any part Ashad puts out, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I love those real street parts. They're really short and quick, only a minute long, and Ishad's is just packed full of gnarly tricks. Back 5-0, whipping it to tail slide.
That was sick. You don't see anybody ever do that through a corner. That just doesn't happen.
Waiting for the score to come through.
He's got a good seat, man.
Best seat in the house.
Lounge chair next to the park.
67.57.
place. Hey, keep that spot, Ishad, because I don't know if you're going to be in the top 8, buddy.
All right, get psyched. Grant Taylor will be dropping in here in Malmö, Sweden.
Like, everyone has 4 runs. I wish Grant had like 14 runs.
Can we I don't know, just give him a couple bonus runs?
Let's just add a bonus heat, but
Grant
it's only
Taylor
Grant.
demo. 40 seconds starts when he clears the coping.
Uh-oh. Gap into the deep end. He ollied off The extension completely into the deep end.
Saw Pedro in the foreground.
There's the
freaking
two-story
out.
boneless again. Full speed into the shallow, gap up to Smith and washed out. I wanted Grant to make that run.
What a way to start. You know, earlier we saw Kowalski with the transfer, down to transfer. I put this up there with as heavy as a way to get into the park.
Look at that, two-story boneless. Starts on the steep bank all the way to the top of the tombstone.
So Grant Taylor will have one more run. 53.52. He's in 18th place, but he's number one in our hearts. Always love to see Grant Taylor.
Hey, and this guy too. Remember how stressed Pedro looked? He's sitting in the finals right now. He looks a lot more relaxed right now.
Pedro Barros now goes back to the wally in.
Yeah, that's what took him out his first run. Made it perfect this time around. Huge alley-oop frontside ollie. I thought he was going to grab it, and he just let it float. Unfortunately, it just floated away.
Never one to take it easy, is he?
No, that was gnarly.
Every run is full bore.
Yeah, these skaters are feeding off.
Once again, thanks to everyone watching down in Brazil. We know you guys are always tuning in. What's up, High Adventure? Hope you got us on the big screen.
Joining us live on Red Bull TV from around the world. You're about to watch Red Bull Team Rider and Vans Team Rider riding for Toy Machine, Volcom, Bronson, Independent, Bones. This is 13-year-old skate ripper CJ Collins.
And like you said, this kid is on his skateboard more than anyone on the planet, except for maybe a shod. Gap up to tail slide. There's a nose blunt slide. Perfect nose blunt slide. You do not see that in people's contest runs. Stylish looking beam plant on the bank.
What's the difference between a beam plant and a boneless?
Beam plant is you're grabbing lean, where a boneless is you're grabbing like a frontside air with the front foot off.
Thank you. It's the little things.
It is.
CJ Collins now with a complete run.
Wow, backside 180, straight over the spine.
Hell of a way to finish for CJ Collins. That is his third run here in semifinal number 4.
We'll see if that can bump CJ up. Currently in 13th place, top score of a 75.10. Check out this replay. Gap up to tail, then quick hit straight into that nose blunt slide. One of the coolest lip trick combos we've seen.
So CJ Collins, a 75.64. That's enough to get him in 12th place, but not quite in the cut.
Yeah, just bumped up a little bit. Bumped Trey Wood down to 13th spot. CJ's up to 12th. Going to be tough for those guys to make the 8 cut.
Let's get an update on Ivan Federico from Chris Pastras.
I spoke to Ivan about the ankle injury and if he was going to skate conservatively because of it. And he said, no, I'm going to go for my flips and my 540s. So hopefully we see the Ivan Federico we know and love in this next run.
Well, he's only got one more chance to impress the judges. So again, this is very uncharacteristic for Ivan Federico with a 6, an 8, and a 6. We're used to seeing 86s.
Yeah, currently in 20th place, bottom of the barrel right now. So like you said, really uncharacteristic.
He shod where dropping right in before his name was even called.
Yeah.
That's how much he wants to skate.
Oh, slashed it up and took a slam. It's all fun and games until you slam doing a frontside grind. Thanks for joining us, Ishad. We love having you out here. Keep skating, man. We want to see you keep going. Finish it out.
Well, if this was a crowd participation contest, Ishad would definitely be in first place.
Looked like he was trying to front blunt to shove. Unfortunately, his shot is not going to be in our top 8. But I love that this dude is a full-on Philly street skater, and he can hold his own with the best park skaters in the world.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
16th place. 16th place is going to be what Ishad Ware finishes with. He is your 2013 Thrasher Magazine Skater of the Year. Speaking of that, we got Grant Taylor coming up next. It's 2012 Skater of the Year.
I hear our live announcers trying to find Grant Taylor. I think Grant Taylor maybe thought that it was 3 runs in the semis because No one can find Grant Taylor.
Where's Grant?
I guess he ain't hearing you.
Oh, he's coming. Coming from out of the tent.
All right, let's go.
We found Grant Taylor.
I think Grant thought there was 3 runs. He was chilling in the athlete tent, but he's in the bowl.
Grant Taylor.
Grant's ready.
Holy hell, did you see
Last chance.
Yeah, there's the frontside grind that took his. He didn't see it take his shot out because he was in the tent. And the giant frontside takes Grant out. Now you can go back and grab that Corona in the tent.
Maybe after the event, we can have a Grant Taylor, a Shadware Skater of the Year demo.
I would love that.
I would watch that all day. So Grant Taylor needed something in the 80s to get in that top 8. Unfortunately, he goes down. Pedro Barros now currently sitting in 4th place, safe to make that cut. This one is for the fans. Pedro Barros, skateboarding showman, always throwing it down for the fans.
Yeah, huge frontside tweaker onto the bank, locking in the front feeble over the corner, through the corner.
The only guy that has to wash speed off.
Yeah, seriously. Back lip into the corner, still keeping his speed. Wow, was that a cab back D or did he go to Smith?
He went back Smith.
Wow, nose blunt. Little delay of game there on the re-entry, but how is Pedro still on his board going for a giant kickflip?
That was wild. That was wild. Pedro Barros, 22 years old from Florianopolis, Brazil.
That's why this cut is so
Look at this.
ridiculous. You got dudes skating like that. That is
Cab,
insanity.
back disaster, carving with speed.
Back disaster.
Really hard for us to see with those shadows in that deep end right there, but Pedro's got a smile on his face, so you know it was good.
79.36 does not eclipse his 81.17. Pedro Barros remains in 4th place as CJ Collins whips right into the park. We're going to pull him back up onto the deck, and we'll go to Chris Pastras.
So word from the Vans team manager, Jamie Hart, is CJ Collins is about to go for the kickflip in off the tombstone. So get ready, hold on to your seats.
I'm holding my breath.
We have not seen anyone even eye this up in the couple years we've been coming here. CJ off the tombstone, setting his front foot up, kickflip into the bank. That is full commitment right there.
Next level skateboarding.
Yes,
right
CJ's going to go for it again.
Wants him to do it again.
We don't have any first wall rebates here in the semifinals, but when the whole crowd wants you to get back up there.
Standing ovation from the crowd here in Malmö.
I think Ivan Federico can wait. We've only got one skater left.
This will be the most difficult thing we've seen in the contest, for sure, if he pulls it. Everyone's on the edge of their seats.
This might be the most difficult thing that has ever happened at this park, ever. Oh, gosh.
Oh, heavy
Man,
slam
tough
for
slam for CJ.
Collins.
Luckily, we've got a great medical crew here taking a look at him. He was fully committed on that one.
So CJ Collins going for the kickflip off the tombstone. The crowd giving him full support. And remember, we do have incredible medical staff here on hand, so we'll just wait and see what's happening right now. So you have watched 19 skaters here in the semis so far. Ivan Federico will be coming up next. As it stands now in the lead, it's still going to be Oscar Rosenberg-Hallberg.
Yeah, we've only got one skater left. You see Ivan, and that is such a tough position for Ivan. Wow, CJ is on his feet, and Ivan's giving him a shout. CJ is climbing out of the park himself. The medical guys were trying to grab him, and he just is skating out of the park himself.
So I said he was the most stylish 13-year-old
That
on the planet.
is the
Now I'm saying the
toughest-
toughest 13-year-old.
That is the toughest 13-year-old on the planet. That was such a heavy slam.
He didn't take the contest win, but he won worst slam. Not necessarily something you want, but in looking back at
Thank you,
at
Jamie
that
Hart,
footage.
for helping get CJ. He's got a 9.44, but that was one of the gnarliest tricks we've ever seen in Vans Park Series history.
Wow. I mean, going from that, how do you react and try a run when you're injured yourself? After seeing a slam like that, Ivan Federico, he's going to have to one more chance to put it together.
He's got nowhere to go but up. He's currently in 20th place right now. Kickflip, backside grab to Axel. That's what he wanted. Pumped in. That's the trick. Hey, you're not going to be in 20th place anymore. Oh, but he almost fell on the frontside grind.
Man,
he made the really hard trick and kind of lost his line. There's the kickflip body jar. Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
Does the super hard tricks. He almost fell on a frontside grind and a kick turn.
He's still got 10 seconds left to finish off. Back three.
Can Ivan bump Roman Pavic out of the finals? Right now, Roman is in 8th place. That is going to be time. I don't know if it was enough for Ivan. He did a couple of really hard tricks, but he lost his line and did a lot of kick turns and pumping around. Now it's going to be up to the judges to decide between Roman Pavic and Ivan Federico.
I mean, obviously, some of the craziest tricks we've seen thus far, but not
even
enough
that,
of them.
he didn't, even kind of stalling out on the tombstone, he didn't really do that trick like he wanted to.
Well, the judges, they know the difference between a make and a semi-bail, which is
unfortunately
kind of what that was.
In the final, 72.54. Roman Pavic hangs on, but congratulations, Ivan. That dude could barely walk this morning, and he just threw a couple heavy bangers in that run.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Ivan Federico. You see how much pain he's in right there just walking out of the park. So, folks, we have our top 8. We have made the most savage cut. 20 of the world's best park skaters cut down to 8 for your finals, which will be coming right up. You're watching Vans Park Series 2017. This is stop number 3, live on Red Bull TV from Malmö, Sweden. Stay tuned, folks. The finals are coming up.
This is not just a piece of concrete, this is like a museum of skateboarding.
Back to the Bowl, a Marseille skate legend, now available on Red Bull TV. Video games, play for fun.
Welcome back, skate fans, to beautiful Malmö, Sweden. This is the skate capital of Europe. As of the last 2 years, this place has more skate spots per square foot than anywhere else in Europe, and it has better skate parks than most places in the world. and this is one of them, Crocsback Skate Park. This was the scene of the Vans Park Series Global Championships in 2016, and it's feeling like a World Championships right now.
Yeah, we had the Sodi Heat in heat number 4, Shad Ware and Grant Taylor, former Skater of the Year for Thrasher Magazine, both in this last heat. One of the best street skateboarders in the world. Decided to join the Bowl Trolls here in Malmö, and Shad Ware ripped it into 17th place. Unfortunately, not going to see him again in the finals, but we are going to see this guy, Pedro Barros, always one of the fastest, highest runs you will see, able to bottom land that 540 and still hang on. Looked like he was going for a hurricane grind, completely missed the coping on the spine, still held on to it. And this guy, we are excited just to see that he is walking out of the bowl, took the heaviest slam of the day, but got up under his own power.
Did enough to get 12th place in the semifinals. It's a solid result for CJ Collins. Here's a look at your top 8. This will be your finals. Oscar Rosenberg-Hallberg from Malmö, Sweden with an 85.94, currently in the lead. Of course, all those results are wiped away. We've got our top 8. We're going to go straight into the finals. Tristan Rennie, CJ Collins, Shad Ware down in 17th. Jack Fardell, not quite putting it together, but Jack, Grant, and Raven, all so fun to watch in this park.
Yeah, and a quick shout out. Always want to shout out the guys that just barely missed the cut. Willie Lara ended up in 9th place, and Marseille's own Vincent Matheron ended up in 10th place. So you saw how close those scores were. Less than half of a point that kept Willie Lara out of the final 8.
Now, as we told you at the top of this show, we did see the Continental Championships go down here yesterday, and the winner of the Vans Park Series Continental Championships for Europe was Rune Glifberg. He's on the deck with Chris Pastras.
So Rune, congratulations on the win yesterday. What is that like for you, winning here on your home turf in Scandinavia?
Well, obviously it's great to be able to perform in front of like almost your home crowd, the neighboring city, and yeah, just really happy to be skating good and yeah, being healthy, 42. So yeah, still in here doing it.
Still winning contests decades later. And what makes the Scandinavian skate scene so unique?
Well, I think there's a lot of support going on from the city councils and just really getting behind it. I think they see a good opportunity to activate the kids of today, so it's not all just like sitting on your phone playing video games at home, all that kind of stuff. So really trying to, you know, like motivate people to get out and use public spaces versus like trying to prohibit people from using the public spaces in a sort of, you know, like more of a active way, you know? So
it's amazing, man. In California, we knob spots. Here you guys build them. And I know we've got a whole new generation of concrete rippers out there. You've been ripping this type of terrain forever. What's it like for you to partake in these contests and see these young kids?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, I'm really happy to be a part of it, but it's so rad to watch all the young kids, you know, like CJ, Keegan, like the really, like, you know, like the micro generation, you know what I mean, just doing it. And they're stepping up and skating with power and speed, just like us older dudes do. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Ooh, I don't want to put you on the spot, but who's your favorite, one or two of your favorites from the new generation?
I think CJ. I think CJ takes that spot, definitely. Yeah.
We just saw him go for that massive frontside flip. So, Rune, we're super pumped to have you out here. Round of applause for Rune Glifberg, Continental Championships winner. And, Rune, are you going to be joining us in Shanghai, September 23rd?
For sure, I'll be there. Time to renew that visa.
Awesome. Another round of applause for Rune Glifberg.
Right on, Pastras, and congratulations to Rune Glifberg, our Continental Champion from Europe. We keep talking about Malmö, Sweden, being the new skate capital of Europe, and this guy is one of the big reasons why that is happening now from Bryggeriet School. John Magnusson, first of all, thank you for what you're doing for Swedish skateboarding and for the city of Malmö. Definitely one of our favorite places to come.
Yeah, how do you guys make it happen, man? You guys have created the coolest scene over here. I heard you have even a new skate park going down just a couple kilometers from here. Tell Tell us about that one.
Yeah, not many people know about that. It's kind of kept a little secret, but it's on a schoolyard. It's a brand new school being built, so there's a little skate park. It's really, yeah, it's going to be amazing. You can skate while you're there at school, so it's going to be great.
So what about you guys that have done so much to generate this local scene? What is it like when the best skaters in the world come and skate the parks that you guys have built yourself?
I mean, this was really special because when we built this, we knew who was going to be in the final, so we kind of thought about how they skate, you know. And this year, the levels that boom,
yeah,
you know, it's so much better. They're doing stuff you didn't even thought was possible. Awesome.
Talk about how close of a relationship you guys have with the city, and why does the city support skateboarding so much here in Malmö?
Well, it's been a journey for many years. I mean, it's been about, we wanted to build a city that was good for skating, and to build a relationship with the city. And when they understand that we want to do stuff that's good for the city, they start trusting us, and we're building the trust. You know, they see tourism, we see skate tourism, and it's just been building this up. And then now we got Gustav working in the city, so now we got a man on the inside, and that's what you want, you know. So we got I think the setup is perfect.
So that's what everyone needs, a skater on the inside that works for the city. You know, when I tell people around the world that Malmö has a skateboarding high school, they're always blown away. Tell us about the school.
Yeah, I mean, it's too good to be true. I mean, a lot of people move here from Norway, Finland, Denmark. You know, they want to go to the school. You can go, you study everything, and you got the skate park. That's your classroom, and so yeah. That's.
Where was that when we were kids? Thank you for everything that you do for skateboarding here in Malmö. Thanks for this park and for always having us back. This guy makes it happen in Malmö. Thank you, John.
Thanks for coming here.
Thank you for having us. John Magnuson from Bryggeretsko. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with your finals. This is Vans Park Series stop number 3, live from Malmö, Sweden.
It's time for a new generation of skaters to rewrite skateboarding history. Red Bull Bowl Rippers, live June 18th, 4 p.m. on Red Bull TV. Park terrain skateboarding, an unrivaled combination of speed, flow, amplitude, creativity, and style. This is the definitive place to prove it. The 2017 Vans Park Series World Tour, now available on Red Bull TV.
Welcome to the finals of Vans Park Series, stop number 3, from here in Malmö, Sweden. One of the most skate-friendly places in the world. We can't believe it. It's so skate-friendly. We're having a great time. Welcome to our Red Bull TV viewers who have just joined us. Chris Pastras here from the deck of the Crooksback Skate Park, where Oscar Rosenberg just came out on top, local boy in our semifinals, and now the top 8 from the semis are about to battle it out for an intense final. And I gotta ask, the boys in the booth, this contest is intense. Who do you got? Pedro Burros, Alex Sorgente? Who's gonna take this thing, guys?
I mean, it's been pure madness. The semifinals was just insanity from beginning to end. Pedro Barros looked like he was just coasting through into the finals here. But I tell you, the Swedish skaters are looking good.
Yeah, how cool is that? We have 2 locals in the final. We've seen Oski on the podium at Park Series last year in Huntington Beach. This is Carl Berglund's first Vans Park Series final ever. But you know what? I think Pedro's still got another gear. I think Pedro's going to be the guy to beat in this final.
All right, you heard it here first. Let's take a look at the highlights from our intense semifinals.
Willie Lara.
Every skater was skating well.
Seemed like Willie and Tristan skated about 10 hours ago, and those guys skated so well. Unfortunately, did not make the final. This guy, Carl Berglund, did. We're going to see Carl Berglund 4 more runs out of Carl.
2 hometown heroes, and then you got Tom Schar, who's kind of the new and improved Tom Schar. You got to put him on the most improved list for the Vans Park Series.
Tom ended up in 6th place after the semifinals. His buddy Corey Juneau, both of them skate together down in the San Diego area. Corey's in the finals. Look at that no complied at tail. Oski Rosenberg, that is why Oski was our first place qualifier.
And as radical as semifinals were, you can almost tell that these guys have a little something saved for us in the finals.
Without a doubt. Some of these guys, you know, we even saw Tom Schar trying to fit that big 360 ollie in his run. I think he's going to figure that one out. We know that Pedro's always got another gear.
And watch out, Ben Hatchell in his first final of the year. So Malmö, Sweden, as we know by now, an incredible skate city. Who will take the title here at stop number 3 on Vans Park Series 2017? The crowd is going berserk behind us. Let's get a little bit more in depth as to why we're considering Malmö, Sweden, the new skate capital of Europe. This is a look at what makes Malmö, Sweden so rad.
Yeah, Carl. What up, G? Yeah, good, man. Just arrived in Malmö Central on the train, skated around in the rain, and now it's beautiful out. I'm stoked. So, man, I gotta tell you, man, coming from California, everything here seems skateable. How and why is that?
It is. The city of Malmö is super so about skateboarding, and they've helped us build all these amazing parks and spots. It's super cool.
Definitely. I think per square inch, per square mile, it's got the best skate spots. In California, they make everything not skatable. It seems the opposite here, huh?
Yeah, it is. Everyone's stoked about skating, and I'd say this is the best skate city in Europe for sure.
I'm backing that statement. And where are we now?
We're at my local park, stoke park, and I'm skating this.
It's Chris Russell.
Yeah.
Shredding. Yes. You guys getting warmed up for Park Series?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, let's stop talking and check this park out. We're wrapping it up here at Stoppelbeds Parking, and we are going to drop off Chris Russell at the Vans Park Series practice, and then we're going to go check out a DIY spot I've been dying to skate for years, TBS train station. It's going to be fun.
Sick, we made it, TBS.
Dude, I've been seeing this spot in videos for years. I'm pumped to check it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Carl, Malmö definitely lived up to my expectations as the #1 skate city. Thanks for showing me around, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. It's been fun. Let's go check out the park.
Let's do this.
DIY's incredible government-built skate parks, a skateboarding high school. Malmö has it all. Skateboarders of the world, come to Malmö.
It's so cool. They have all these perfect parks, and they build the DIY spots. I never even knew the name of that spot. I always just knew it as like the spot the Polar guys skated, Pontus Olive and the crew. So thanks to all those guys that are keeping the DIY spots alive. Taking it back down, what you got?
We have one of the best skate parks in the world right here, and one of the best skaters at this park, Alex Sorgente, is going to take us through a course preview.
All right, so we grabbed Alex Sorgente, last year's champion, for our park preview. Alex, what's the secret to a good line in this park?
I guess I would say just skate fast, try to get a good line going, and try to use every obstacle in the park.
What are the 3 main features for you in this park? Break them down for us.
I'd have to say definitely the bank wall up to the tombstone, because I mean there's really not a bank wall that's that big and that much height. And then on top of that you got another like 5 foot, and then you got a tombstone to hit. So it's once you're up another 5 foot on like a 12-foot bank wall, you got a little like gap you have to make to pop in, or you're gonna hang up and go to flat. So every trick that someone does up there, they have to pop out. You can't just ride in. And then I'd say the corner spot with the pool coping is pretty hard to skate, because there's like that gap right in the start, and then on the other side too, you gap off into that bucket, and it makes for some really like unique tricks.
And then what's number 3?
I'd have to say probably the fly box in the middle, because it's really challenging getting it in your line, you know, in the run. It's pretty crazy.
Yes, definitely. Are you gonna make any adjustments from last year's line?
Yeah, I definitely have to say I gotta just, you know, go and skate and like see what happens, just try to put together a new line, and I got a couple things so far, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the sun's going down. We're gonna let you get some practice in, Alex.
Heck yeah.
Thanks. Good luck this weekend, buddy.
Yeah, Chris. Thanks, man.
So this has become the favorite skate park for a lot of our Vans Park Series skaters, especially Alex Sorgente, who won the Global Championships here last year. We're going into the finals. This is our top 8 skaters, made the cut from 20. They get 4 runs each. 40 seconds max run or skate until you fall. And Neil, there's a first wall rebate, but that only counts on your 4th and final run. The clock resets, you get to start over.
We didn't have that in the prelims or the semis, but just for the finals, first wall rebate on your last run.
Here's your top 8 from the semis. Roman Pavic, Ben Hatchell, Tom Schar, Corey Juno, Pedro Varas, Carl Berglund from Sweden, Alex Sorgente, and Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg Oski from right here in Malmö, Sweden. We're seeing some new names. We're seeing some Park Series veterans. A great mix of skateboarders. This is going to be an epic final.
So rad that we've got the 2 locals, and it's cool that that's really got the crowd super into it. The crowd is really backing Carl and Oski.
Well, from Ocean City, Maryland, one of our youngest competitors, 15 years old. We're going to start off the finals with Roman Pavic.
Rolling up onto the tombstone with the fast plan off to start it off for Roman. Oh, the back tail did not lock in around the corner. Early fall, unfortunately, for Roman Pavic. He's going to have 3 more attempts.
Quick up and out for Roman Pavic. Roman, this is his first final appearance. He got 12th overall at the Vans Park Series in Manly. Technically a final, but we had some kind of rain and weird weather delays, but a 12th place finish in a field like this. It's incredible. Ben Hatchell from Manassas, Virginia. He's 27 years old. This guy is a master technician. You want to see the real Ben Hatchell.
He's had a rough week, dislocated his knuckle on his hand really bad yesterday. Look at this gap onto the tombstone. His wheels barely cleared that gap. Going for the 540 over the love seat, got away from him.
The look on his face right there.
Yeah, that
told me that was so gnarly.
That is a heavy combination right there.
Wow, so got to be a little bit of nerves coming through in the start of this final with a packed house here in Malmö, Sweden. I want to welcome all of our skate fans from around the world. If you're watching on Red Bull TV or VansParkSeries.com, you're in for an incredible show. top 8 skateboarders made the cut from 20 from Malibu, California, currently residing in Encinitas. Our winner from Manly Beach, Australia at stop 1, this is Tom Shar.
Starting it off with the alley-oop nose grab onto the bank. Huge floaty backside ollie alley-oop. Love the little shifty over the hip. Tom has so much more confidence than when he was here only 9 months ago at the finals in 2016. There's the backside 360 ollie. Super floaty, mega ramp style. He made the 540 right after it. This is the run that Tom Shar wanted. Backside disaster in the shallow. One last trick in the deep end. Perfect nose grind.
Almost
looks like he's got time for one
out
more.
at the end.
Wow, that's gonna be time for Tom Shar. That is the best run we've seen Tom Shar take all week. You know, at all these events around the world, Tom Shar is now gonna be a guy that you have to deal with at every Vans Park Series stop.
Well, I'm picking him for Vancouver now. Yeah. That was insane. So Tom Shar, that was a trick he had been trying to fit into his run. I like that he put it in the middle of his run. The combo, the back 3 into the back 5, that was insane.
That is going long way over that kicker, at least 6 meters, at least 20 feet when you're going that direction.
And if you just 88.11, our first place skater.
By
that
far,
is a huge score.
Yeah, that's the highest score we've seen all day.
Well, now Tom Shar sitting in a place that he now is feeling comfortable after winning in Manly Beach. Corey Juneau, Tom Shar's homie from San Diego, California. He's got 40 seconds on the clock. What do we got from Corey Juneau?
So floaty on that frontside ollie. Front board onto the pool coping gap.
It's funny, coming from Tom Shar's run, we're so amped, and then Corey Juneau has a way of just calming you down.
Wow, front blunt on the tombstone. Back tail, trying to go all the way over the love seat, but catching a little bit of tranny. High-speed tail slide over the spine. Corey's got the backside 540, bottom landing a little bit. Pedro Barros style, backside 360 ollie.
Well, here you see the level has just been raised.
Gosh, these guys are putting it down in the finals.
I like to see Tom Shar and Corey Juneau going back-to-back because they're buddies, but they've got a rivalry going. And that kind of skateboarding right there is what we get to see as fans when two friends go at it.
Think about how heavy this final has been already, and Pedro's next.
Oh my gosh, so we go in order of qualification. So the top 8 skaters who came from that heavy first round, so an 83.57 is only good enough for second place. That would have gotten you the lead coming into this final.
That shows how good Tom Shar's run was, almost 5 points ahead of Corey.
From Florianópolis, Brazil, 22 years old, Pedro Barros has 40 seconds on the clock.
Pedro always holds a couple in his bag for the final. Stalefish to tail!
Oh my God!
And he slid that also. Stale to tail slide, popping in off the tombstone.
Styly slash over the nipple.
Hurricane. Oh no, he slammed on a back lip in the corner. That run was looking perfect.
Wow, and he's stunned.
This park just reached out and grabbed Pedro when he least expected it. Look at this, stale to tail slide on the tombstone, popping out. That was one of the best tricks we've seen on that tombstone all day. And then when he took it over the spine, the back lip through the corner, caught him sleeping.
58.02 for Pedro Barros. He was on his way to what was looking like a 90-plus run.
I think it must have just been a lapse in concentration. I've never seen Pedro even fall on that trick.
Carl Berglund has the unenviable position of going after Pedro Barros, but he qualified third. He is a hometown favorite. Carl Berglund is in the park.
He's got a smile on his face, but that is a lot of pressure, and the pressure got him. The alley-oop in the air onto the bank.
Yard
Skateboard
sale.
chasing him down the tranny.
Well, Pavic and Hatchell both a similar start to Carl Berglund. Just a 10.59, so the only full runs we've seen so far from San Diego's finest, Tom Shar and Corey Juneau.
Next up is going to be the guy who won the Vans Park Series World Championships at this very park only 9 months ago, so you know he's got this place dialed.
I think Sorgente is actually roommates with Corey Juno sometimes.
That's a scary situation.
40 seconds on the clock for our reigning world champion, Alex Sorgente.
Alley-oop, wall ride on the face of the tombstone. Big body jar. Coming back to the tombstone. Front tail 180 out.
Man, he's just got that trick on
the
lock.
little fakey ollie, just cruising backwards over the hip. He's so good at keeping his speed, even going backwards. Nose grind, popping into the corner.
I was just going to say, at this stage, it's all about keeping your speed, keeping the electricity flowing through your run.
Wow, cab to feeble onto the out ledge. Last couple tricks, fakey 50-50 popping in over the hip.
Last trick.
Wow, cab nose pick. I thought he was gonna do just straight caballerial like he did in semis. Landed straight on the front truck in the deep end. Amazing first run, Alex Sorgente.
Hot seat Hendricks, does he take the lead?
I don't think that bumps Shar. I think Shar's combination with the 360 ollie over the long ways into the 540, I don't think that's gonna beat Shar.
We'll see what the judges, who have the final say, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll see what they have to say. 3 judges, the best in the business, and they're giving it to Sorgente at 90.56.
Shows what
Takes
I know.
over the lead.
Congratulations, Alex Sorgente.
I said they're giving it to him. He took it.
Hey, he
Sorgente
earned that
took
one
it.
100%. That run was 40 seconds packed full of tricks.
A trick a second. A trick a second for Alex Sorgente. Well, taking.
It's rare when we're in the 90s in the first run, because think Tom Shar is still going to have 3 swings at him.
All right, well, your top qualifier from prelims, it is the local global superstar now, Oscar Rosenberg-Hallberg. Everyone just calls him Oski, and Oski's in the park.
Look at that power slide in the flat. He looks completely lost, but he knows exactly what he's doing. Full speed Oski.
Nobody makes Lost look so good.
Look at that alley-oop lip onto the pull coping ledge.
15 more seconds.
Wow, backside ollie off the bank into the deep end transition. You see Oski doing lines no one else is even thinking about.
I don't think he knew what his line was going to be until he dropped in.
Big blindside Indy to fakie getting away from him at time. Great skateboarding from one of our locals, Oski.
Wow. It's so rad that each one of our skateboarders here in the top 8 has a totally different approach to the park.
Completely different styles. I think it's cool that these guys are from all over the world. We got a couple Swedes, a Brazilian. We got East Coast of the U.S. represented with Hatchell and Sorgente. A couple California kids with Tom Shar and Corey Juno. Really unique mix of skateboarding.
Score's going to come through for Oski, a 78.41. It's enough for 4th place. Of course, there's no advancement after this. This is all for the check, for the points, for the trophy.
And for the glory, man.
The glory.
This means a lot to win a Vans Park Series stop.
Think of it when you look at the list, when you get a win here. You're looking at Grant Taylor, Ishad Ware. I mean, the best skaters in the park in the world, and this is what the judges are looking for. Blow the judges out of their seats. They want to be blown away.
Yeah, commitment, degree of difficulty, creativity, and use of the park, combination of tricks, variety of tricks, speed, style, flow, and power. Once again, we got the boys from the border, Jason Rothmeyer, Kyle Berard, and from Italy, Luca Basilico in the judges stand today.
You know, what the speed and the power is going to do for you is get you wall to wall quicker. And that's what the judges want to see, a lot of tricks. And here's Roman Pavic, he's got 40 seconds on the clock.
So cool that Roman, oh, the back tail. I thought he was falling.
Whoa.
From our angle, I thought he was completely bailing on that back tail, and he made it.
And you see some urgency coming through our skateboarders now. They know this is their final shot.
That nose grab 540 is
perfect every time.
It is so good. Off the transition, landing on the bank. Backside 360, taking the front foot off. Scooping the boneless with 5 seconds to go. Early fall is going to hurt Roman, unfortunately.
Well, he was looking at most likely a heavy slam. If he tried to commit to that, he was kind of over that out ledge. But that that back five right there, I mean, he's done that 10 times in this contest. It gets better every time.
Yeah, I just, that normally when you grab your nose, your back foot is so light, and his is just glued to his tail. Just perfect, lands bolts every time.
Second run scores coming through for Roman Pavic, a 72.90 in 5th place. He's 15 years old, and he's looking at his potential best finish yet in his Vans Park Series career. Ben Hatchell, he's had wins in Van Dorn Invitational. Rough early part of this year. We'll see if Hatchell can turn it around.
Combo he's trying straight into a 540 over the love seat. He made it and slid out. We saw the combination that Tom Schaar made to get him that 88. That is equally as difficult a combination. Backside ollie onto the tombstone, lands on the transition, and then whips a quick 540 over the curved love seat. No one else is doing that.
He's got some of the quickest feet in skateboarding, and that allows him to do tricks like that are death-defying. So Ben Hatchell, not going to be a keeper, 29.62. Remember, it's top run counts.
Yeah, so
he can fall 3 times in a row, and if he puts it together in his 4th run, he can still win this thing.
That's why these guys are trying really hard runs.
Tom Schaar sits in 2nd place with a huge 88.11. We'll see if he can improve on that to take over the top spot.
Really curious to see what Tom adds. Wow, kickflip varial alley-oop. Yeah, that's how you up your score. That's how you put a 90 on the board. That's in his line where he was doing the alley-oop backside ollie earlier today. Looked like he was trying to do the alley-oop kickflip varial Indy, landing on the bank.
And that shows you contest IQ.
Yeah.
Knowing just one added flip trick can give him the 3 or 4 points he needs to take that top spot.
He's only 17 years old, but he's been skating top pro contests. He was competing on the mega ramp in the X Games when he was maybe 13 years old. So Tom has some serious contest IQ, as does this guy.
In 2012, Tom Schaar was the first person ever to pull a 1080. Let's go down to the deck with Chris Pastras.
Yeah, I spoke to Corey about his current score at 83.57, and if he had anything left in the bag, and he said he's going to add in the frontside flip, which he didn't do in that other perfect run.
We'll see if he can get it done in time. Goes for the front block.
There's the front block.
Perfect.
Looked like he was so backseat on that one with his weight all on his back foot, but he was able to pull it off. Is this the frontside flip? Where's he going to add it in his run? Huge backside 540.
Checklist.
Lands it with speed. Wow.
Oh, looks like he ran out of time for the patented Corey Juneau frontside flip, but that was still an amazing run.
Incredible run. Currently sitting in 3rd place, Corey Juneau from San Diego, California, part of that Creature squad. Let's take a look at the replay. Was this better than an 83.57?
Yeah, he definitely cleaned it up, landed that 540 way better. I think he's going to up his score. Don't think it's going to be quite up to Schaar level in 2nd yet.
So he's waiting now for the score.
I think Corey's going to stay in 3rd.
And the judges are deliberating right now. They're
not exactly
it
been on the correct page with the judges all day today. So
85.33, you're spot on there. Stays in 3rd place. Homies right there talking about their next couple of runs. Tom Schaar and Corey Juneau in 2nd and 3rd respectively. Pedro Barros now in 6th place. See if he can recover from a massive slam.
Oh, the tail to tail. He made it so perfect last run.
It looks like he's hurting from that previous slam.
Yeah, it's just such a surprise because that back lip through the shallow corner, that is just, Pedro does that trick in his sleep. Just to see him take a monster slam like that is such a huge surprise.
So Pedro Barros is a pro for Pocket Pistols skateboards. And he'll have 2 more runs. And as we've seen in Pedro Barros' past, he can absolutely do it with 2 runs. He can do it with half a run.
Only needs 1.
Current standings, Alex Sorgente with a 90.56 in the lead. Right behind him, Tom Schaar. And here goes Carl Berglund, his 2nd run.
After the first run, Carl's down at the bottom, currently in 8th place. We know he's got way more after seeing him rip the semis. There's the alley-oop in the air onto the bank that he fell on first run. Speedy front 50 through the corner. Love that 360 grabbing the nose. Lip slide, popping it into a backsmith, sugarcane style.
Going a little bit faster, knowing he's going to have to add tricks in. Pull it.
Oh, got a little bit hung up on the deck of the tombstone on the front nose blunt.
That's got to put your stomach in your throat when you're up on that tombstone looking down.
And that's when you're deciding. Plus, you just saw C.J. Collins take a monster slam up there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and when you have 2 more runs, maybe just chill for a minute and come back and try to put that run back together. Carl Berglund. Score's going to come through for Carl from our judges. It's going to be a 58.38. Set up for 6th place, so hey, 2 spots up. Improving with each and every run is Carl Berglund, our local from Malmö, Sweden.
Now Sorgente, current leader with his first run, so you know he's got a couple more to add.
Here we go, 40 seconds on the clock for Alex Sorgente. He loves this park. This is where he got his first and only Vans Park Series World Championship. And it appears he's turning it on again.
Yeah, that front tail to 180 out every time.
20 seconds left.
Oh, the front nose grind. Haven't seen him bail that one all week, but it looked like the back truck just got set down. Couldn't pop off the out ledge.
It's ironic that the smallest portion of this park is giving people the most trouble in this final.
Yeah, that's a really tricky part of this park. It's the only part that has pool coping. Really a lot tighter, smaller transitions to where the rest of this park is really big and drawn out. And Pedro's like, yeah, I fell there too.
Oscar Rosenberg, Hallberg, local from Malmö, Sweden. Right now sitting in 4th place with a 78.41. This guy is a style master, and he flies around this park.
Every time he drops in, it looks like he doesn't have a plan at all, but somehow he usually makes the magic happen.
That wasn't part of it. That was not part of it.
We got first wall rebate, but only on your 4th run. So if that happened...
So what does that mean for these guys? Does that mean they tried their hardest trick in their arsenal?
Some guys utilize it, and some guys are so dead set on their run that they won't necessarily use it. But you'll see a guy, if he's in 2nd or 3rd place, he knows he's got to do something really big that maybe he's been eyeing up, he can throw it out there, first wall rebate. If you miss it, clock starts over, you can have another shot.
Roman Pavic, our surprise finalist. This guy's been on a tear. He's got 40 seconds. He's in 5th place. He needs it better, a 90.57.
Can't believe how he can just ride up that tombstone, that giant kink where there's that 5-inch gap. Just floats up it to do that fast plant varial, almost getting twisted on the back lip slide. That's similar to how Pedro Barros slammed.
It's a bit of a speed suck right there too. You saw.
Yeah, that 540
stuck him in the flat ground.
The tranny onto the bank every time.
He's got about 10 seconds left. Smith grind dropping.
Clean Smith grind transfer. Back into the black hole.
Look at that kickflip Indy onto the bank. That is Roman Pavic's best run, youngest ripper in today's finals.
15 years old.
First time Roman has ever made the top 10 at a Vans Park Series stop. Got 12th place earlier this year in Australia.
Skating like a veteran in that last run.
He is, man. He is so consistent. Look at this foot setup for the kickflip Indy onto the bank. Great skating, Roman Pavic.
Perfect mix of old and new, throwing 80s tricks in with modern skateboarding. The judges love it. An 80.82. Roman Pavic now in 4th place. If it all stood right there, that would be his best result yet, but we've got more skateboarding to come. Roman has one more chance. Alex Sorgente hanging on to that top spot with a 90.56. Tom Schaar right behind him, 88.11. 3rd run
we know
for Ben Hatchell.
It's all going to come down to this 2-trick combo that Hatchell has been trying. He came so close last time with this 540 over the love seat, and he missed the grab again. I respect that he's still going for it, because if he makes those 2 tricks and finishes out a solid 40-second run, that's a podium run.
And I think if he gets that combo, that's going to give him fuel to add to his fire and pull him through the remaining 35 seconds of his run.
For sure.
Because once you get that big combo that you've been trying over and over and starting off with, it can really kind of just inject you with that stoke you need to finish off. Tom Schaar, as we've been saying, got a big win at Vans Park Series, stop #1 in Manly Beach, Australia. And the roll is still going. Tom Schaar currently sitting in second place with an 88.11. No. So if you fall, your run's done.
You are done, unless it is your 4th and final run, and then you get a redo. Luckily, Tom still has an 88.11 on the board, so he's still looking pretty good. But Corey said, what was that?
What are you doing? So coming right up after Tom Schaar is Corey Junot. Corey's been improving on each and every run. He started with an 83.57. Second run, an 85.33. We'll see what he's got here. Third run.
Changing his lineup a little bit. He was starting off with that frontside ollie, going for alley-oop frontside flip. That shows
I haven't seen him do that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. He's sitting in third. He knows that he's got to take some serious risk to try and win this thing.
Well, nobody's safe when Pedro Barros hits the park. Currently sitting in 7th place, your skater from Florianópolis, Brazil. One of the winningest skaters ever in transition, Pedro Barros.
Only 22 years old, and he's won everything. Oh, the stalefish tail slide got away from him again. You know, his first run, he made that trick so easy, and it has just not worked out for him his 2nd or 3rd run.
Wow, so what, 3 in a row, first trick falls for 3 of the most consistent guys on this whole Vans Park Series. Tom Schaar, Corey Junot, and Pedro Barros all falling on their first trick on their 3rd run.
Early falls after, you know, first round, these guys were knocking out perfect runs left and right.
Well, there's a championship atmosphere, even though we're only on stop 3 on Vans Park Series 2017.
Love that alley-oop in the air, tuck knee style for Carl Berglund.
Here's where he's got to build on the momentum. Keep the tricks coming.
Gap up, lip slide to sugarcane.
Such a rad combo. 20 seconds to go for Carl Berglund.
Wow, there's the nose blunt, grabbing it, slapping the tail coming in. Big backside air disaster. This is the run that Carl Berglund wanted. Big Madonna in the deep end. Last trick right here for Carl. Indy 360. Perfect run, Carl Berglund.
Nails it.
Wow. That is the best we've ever seen Carl Berglund skate in a Vans Park Series.
Yes, the crowd is on their feet. The hometown hero, Carl Berglund, putting down an incredible run.
How cool is that?
To
have the contest run of your life in your hometown.
He's only 17 years old. He actually went to Brigham Young High School. I believe he's still going to Brigham Young.
One time I went and spoke to the kids at the skateboard high school, and Carl was one of the kids in the crowd. I was like, I don't need to be speaking to this kid. He needs to be speaking to me.
He needs a 90.57.
I need to take some skateboard tips from Carl.
Hey, you rubbed off on him. Look at how good he's doing. Carl Berglund from Malmö, Sweden. Score comes through an 86.49.
Wow.
3rd place.
Bumps Corey Junot off the podium as it stands now.
Wow, the crowd again giving their love to Carl Berglund. 17 years old from right here in Malmö, Sweden. Sorgente still in the lead. Tom Schaar in 2nd. Pastras is on the deck.
I asked Alex if he completely planned his line after seeing that cab to nose pick out of nowhere in the 2nd run, and Alex said he plans about half his line and then just has to wing the other half because the park is so massive. And he also said he's definitely going to use the fourth wall rebate, planning on going for the 270 to axle on that tombstone.
Right on,
Stand by for that.
15 seconds left for Alex Sorgente, our reigning world champion.
Kickflip Indy, there's the Ollie 540. Wow. That is what won in the World Championship last year. Cab to blunt to finish. I think that's gonna actually up his score.
The plan was no plan, and it worked.
Wow, if that is winging it, then keep doing what you're doing.
That is right up there with his World Championship run at this same park last year.
It's funny because that Ollie 540 that he does is one of my favorite tricks. So just watching him in practice the last few days, I was keeping my eye open for it. I didn't see him try it one time all week. There's the kickflip Indy.
That's
straight
one of the added tricks.
Off the tranny, onto the bank.
So if you're going to add 2 tricks to your run, add those 2 tricks. At
Look at that.
93.54, Sorgente now takes the lead.
Opens
out
up
of the hands of Tom Schaar.
Yeah, that's a huge gap. Sorgente was already in the lead, but now he opens up a 5-point gap back to second place, Tom Schaar.
So now your leaderboard gets the shake-up from Sorgente. 93.54, that takes down Tom Schaar's 88.11. Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg is your next skater in. He is a local from Malmö, Sweden, a Polar Skate Co. team rider. This guy's been around the world and back, making his name on the list of favorite skaters.
Oh, the no comply to tail. Didn't work out for Oski.
So Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg not finishing.
There is a first wall rebate option. First wall rebate option. If you don't land the first trick, we'll start the clock over.
All right, here we go. Our 4th and final runs from our 8 finalists. We're going to start with Roman Pavic. This is where, Neil, the first wall rebate comes into play. We'll see if Roman uses it.
First wall rebate if you want it. Roman doesn't need it. He makes that fast plant varial every time. Speedy 5-0 through the corner, backside.
Takes the front foot off just a little bit.
Just a little bonus style points. Pumping for speed. Off the love seat. Oh, he had to jump off the 50-50. Looked like he was coming up short. Gonna clip that tranny. Congratulations, Roman Pavic. First time here in the top 8.
Roman's best result yet. He is a Vans Park Series 2017 rookie. And he will finish his day so far in 5th place. He's got 7 more skaters to watch to see where he will wind up in the standings at the end of this final. Ben Hatchell, he's had a rough go, a couple 30s, a 29 and a 23.
Looks
4th
like
and final run for Ben Hatchell.
Ben is starting somewhere different. I think he is going to try to go for something first wall rebate. Oh, he was going for a kickflip stale off the tombstone.
And here you go. This is where the first wall rebate comes
So
to play.
he gets a complete redo. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to go back and start somewhere different. I think he's going to try that combo that he was trying his 2nd and 3rd run.
And they give him the full 40 seconds on the clock. So we restart the clock, 40 seconds.
I really
4th and final run for Ben
want to see
Hatchell.
Ben make this one. These back-to-back tricks are so gnarly. Backside ollie on and off. Oh, the 540. It looked like he was maybe only going 360 that time.
The fact that he made that first trick was so gnarly.
He barely skimmed over that gap. When he ollies onto the tombstone, onto the face, and just has to immediately ollie off, look at this. He just, his wheels actually clipped. Great replay, guys. You could see his wheels clip. No wonder he didn't make. He was just like glad that he was still alive.
Man, that just gave me like hives. That would have been the worst slam of the day.
I would have just popped out and just like celebrated my life that I was still alive.
Give it up for Ben Hatchell. He's been ripping all weekend. And throughout practice, Ben Hatchell has been a warrior. 8th place. Here goes Tom Schaar, 4th and final run. Looking to better a 93.54.
Does he have anything for Sorgente? He made the kickflip varial.
All right, finish the run, Tom.
Wow, huge backside ollie. Oh, he was going for a body varial 540 and missed the grab. Great skating, Tom Schaar, but Tom Schaar is not going to win here in Malmö.
That was the beginning of a winning run there.
We talk about contest IQ. That's how you add the difficulty right there. He had been doing just alley-oop backside ollie, the floater. That was really awesome. Body varial 540.
Good catch. So with Tom Schar now currently sitting in second place, let's say you added the varial kickflip right there to his 88.11. Most likely would have got him in that 90-plus range.
It'd be in the 90s, but I think he'd still maybe need a little bit more just to get up into Sorgente territory with the 93.
All right.
Sorgente just packs so many tricks in there.
With 5 skaters yet to go, Tom Schar's in second place. Watch out, Corey Juneau, who's sitting in 4th place, looking to better a 93.55.
I love that floaty frontside ollie. Perfect nose grind onto the pool coping.
Gotta get moving, gotta get moving.
Oh, there's the frontside flip on the bank. First time we've seen that out of Corey, adding some difficulty. Huge backside grab 540 and washed out. He carved just a little bit too much. Tried to switch direction in the flat.
Wow. And he hits himself after a slam.
It didn't hurt enough. I'm just gonna pummel myself. Look at that frontside flip. Perfect landing. I love how he does those front board slides.
He was on his way, but I don't feel like that run had the same energy as his previous high-scoring run.
He was kind of sitting in third for a while. Carl Berglund bumped him off the podium. I think that, that was Corey's shot at getting back on a podium position. I don't think that was going to be a winning run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Pedro Barros has one final shot. We never see Pedro Barros in 7th place after 3 runs. Last chance for Pedro Barros.
He's got to make this trick. Oh, what? I don't even know what he was trying. Oh, actually, I think he was going for the front nose.
Oh, but first wall rebate.
Yep. I want to see that. We saw in practice, he ollied up to front nose, popped it in front 180.
I was so hyped going into Pedro's run, I forgot about the first wall rebate. And that's exactly why
right now
we do the first wall rebates, to see tricks like that.
He's trying to decide what's he going to do. Is he going to do the front nose, or is he going to do the stale to tail? I love watching this guy.
40 seconds back on the clock for Pedro Barros.
Are you kidding me? Oh, that was so perfect. Just couldn't ride away.
So close for Pedro Barros. Wow, shocking. Pedro Barros doesn't make it, and he gets 7th place.
Look at that. Look how he pops out of this. Back foot just didn't land in the right spot. Wow, that was a live look right there. Pedro just went rogue for one more shot, thanking the crowd.
Well, Pedro Barros was coming off a win at the last stop number 2 on the Vans Park Series in Serra Negra, Brazil. So don't count Pedro Barros out just yet. He's already got a win on the 2017 Vans Park Series. Now this is your final shot for the local ripper right here in Malmö, Sweden, Carl Berglund,
who's currently on the podium, and the only guy that can knock him off the podium is Oski. So we're guaranteed to have a local ripper on the podium here at Vans Park Series.
Man, the pressure this kid must be feeling right now. Quick combo. Smith over the spine into the back tail.
Oh, big frontside disaster. Looked like he was a little bit too over the deck. Congratulations, Carl Berglund.
Oh, the crowd's giving him the cheers of a winner right there.
That is so cool.
Wow. Well, as it stands now, Carl Berglund, 17 years old, from right here in Malmö, Sweden, is in 3rd place. We got Alex Sorgente and Oscar Rosenberg-Hallberg. Oski, the only skater, also from Malmö, is the only one that can knock Carl Berglund
and
out
the
of
only
3rd place.
one that can knock Sorgente off winning this thing. Sorgente is currently in 1st place. He's taking his run right now, but Oski's going to come up next. So Sorgente's got to try and hammer down a solid run, because you don't know what Oski's going to do.
Quick jump in for Alex Sorgente, 40 seconds. First wall rebate possibly in play.
There's the front 270 that Pastras told us about. Pastras gave us the little hint that that's what he was eyeing up for first wall rebate.
Does it get any scarier than that?
That is so gnarly. I hope he tries that again. It really looked like he could do it.
All right, he's right back into it. Alex Sorgente, final run here.
Look at that, front 270 to Axel. not able to pop it back in. Congratulations, Alex Sorgente. He's going to be in the top 2. We just don't know if it's going to be first or second.
It's pretty rad that he just went right back for the hardest trick that he's even attempted here at the Vans Park Series. Here we go, folks, from Malmö, Sweden. Your final skater to go on his 4th and final run is going to be local Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg. He's already in.
No completed tail on the tombstone. He made it.
All right, here we go. Is this the winning run?
One of the best tricks we've ever seen on that giant tombstone. The local crowd is fully behind him. Can Oski make the magic happen right here? Huge stalefish onto the bank. Ollieing the wrong way over the snowboard jump.
15 seconds to go for Oscar.
There's the alley-oop lip every time. He makes that one perfect. Couple more tricks for Oski.
Carl Berglund is stressing right now.
Backside ollie, off the bank, into the tranny, and he falls with only a couple seconds to go. Alex Sorgente has won in Malmö again.
Wow, the most dominant skater here in Sweden in Vans Park Series history is Alex Sorgente from Lake Worth, Florida. You can basically call this guy a Swedish skater now. He's that good.
How
here
cool is that? Little Keegan Palmer, Tom Schar, who just competed with him in the finals, all congratulating Alex Sorgente.
How epic is it that we have a local for the first time ever making a final? Carl Berglund in 3rd place. In 2nd place, he's having the best competitive year of his life so far. Tom Schar.
Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg's last score was 83.27, bumps him into 5th place. So 2 local Swedes in the top 5. That shows how good the skateboarding scene is here in Malmö.
You got to give it up to Brygeriet School for breeding future champions. And Alex Sorgente came into this event obviously with pressure, just knowing that he was your reigning world champion. Now as he is your Vans Park Series Sweden champion, stop number 3 here on the Vans Park Series. And this is a tight-knit crew, all of our skaters on the Vans Park Series. They're all giving it up right now to Alex Sorgente. What was it about that run that made it a winning run?
That, I mean, it was the same thing as last year. Those combinations back-to-back. Kickflip Indy in the deep end with the quick turn on the flat, straight into the Ollie 540 off the tranny onto the bank. He does that Ollie 540 so good. That's what gave him the 93.
Well, we're going to crown our champion. Let's go down to the deck with Chris Pastris, who's with Alex Sorgente.
First off, congratulations, Alex Sorgente, winning here again in Malmö. Man, what is it about Malmö?
Dude, I don't know. I guess there's just something about this park that I like. I don't know. Like I like how it flows or something. It's super fun to skate, and dude, I'm just so freaking happy. You know, out here with everyone. It's sick.
You were my pick. You know that?
Oh, thanks, Chris.
I said this park favors big and fast, and Alex Sorgente goes big and fast. And I can't even believe it, man. 2 years in a row. And I got to say, the competition has heated up. How are you dealing with all these up-and-comers, man? You learning some new tricks or what?
Dude, I mean, everyone's getting too good. Like CJ and Keegan, you know, man, they're killing it. Like, I don't know, in a couple years, they're going to be taking over. So, like, I'm just trying to keep it going for a couple more years and, yeah, just keep ripping.
Well, great job. Round of applause for Mr. Alex Sorgente, winner of Vans Park Series 2017.
That's why Vans Park Series is the premier park skateboarding event. It's skating like that that makes this contest so mind-blowing. We just saw Lake Worth, Florida's Alex Sorgente go back-to-back here at Kruxbox Skate Park in Malmö, Sweden. Chris Cote, Neil Hendricks, I'm surprised there's still brain matter in here after the skating we just saw.
I think the story of the day is the Malmö locals. To see Carl Berglund on the podium, no disrespect to Sorgente and Shar, those guys crushed it. We've seen those guys win a ton of contests over the years. I think it's really cool. Carl Berglund in his first Vans Park Series final ends up in third, and Oski's in fifth. Cool story. Good job, Malmö.
And, you know, we saw upsets in that final. Pedro Barros in 7th place, a place he's probably never been in a skate park contest. And we did see a little bit of the changing of the guard happening. Of course, Corey Juneau continues his tear. CJ Collins had a great run. And Roman Pavic, 15 years old, making the finals here in Sweden.
Ends up in 6th place. And I love just the style of skating here because Pedro Barros didn't put it together, but guys like him and Ben Hatchell, they went out swinging. They were trying some of the hardest tricks, hardest combinations. No safety runs here. Those guys were trying NBDs all day.
This is park skateboarding at its best. Let's start with your 3rd place finisher, Carl Berglund. Nobody was claiming this guy was coming in as a contender to win, but he made us eat our words. We were watching through practice. He was absolutely ripping. Here he put his money where his mouth is and took 3rd place. This is his best run of the day.
All year we've been saying that he's one of the most improved on Vans Park Series, and he really put it together completely for the first time here today. Love that 360 over the snowboard jump, lip slide into the sugarcane, backsmith style.
And I think he's learned a lot in his time on Vans Park Series. You can't really call him a rookie anymore. He did pretty much every event in 2016. Came to one of his home parks, I should say, and tore the guts out of this place.
His results have got a lot better. He's also been spending a lot of time in California. You know, Malmö winter is pretty rough around here, so this winter he went to Southern California so he could skate with Tom Shar and Juneau and all those boys. Definitely helped Carl Berglund.
So Carl Berglund's 3rd place run, an 86.49. Give it up to Carl Berglund. He's from right here in Malmö, Sweden. He's only 17 years old. Not only blasting his way through the tough prelims, making it to the finals, getting that top 3 podium finish. Now in 2nd place, this was a little bit more expected. Due to the year this guy's been having, Tom Shar came to event number 1 on the Vans Park Series, took the win, and that put him right on top of the list of guys to watch, and he continues his role here in Malmö, Sweden.
Yeah, this year has not been easy for him. He's had a couple big wins, but if you remember our last stop in Serra Negra, Brazil, he suffered all week with a bout of food poisoning. Look at that big alley-oop backside ollie. Tom really kind of figured this park out just as today progressed. He had to change his lineup a little bit so he would get this big 360 ollie in the time. Look at that, floating straight into a backside 540 in the deep end. We saw him do that 360 ollie over the big kicker in the semifinals, but it was after time, so he had to switch it up. There's a nose grind in the deep end. And then last trick right here, finishing it off with the ollie to tail from bowl to bowl. Great skating. Tom Shar ended up in 2nd place.
Yeah, he's just made full use of every park that he's gone to. He actually lives next door to a place called Poods Park in Encinitas, California. So he's got full access to cement wherever he goes, and he's made it. And now he's the most improved guy, 2nd place. Let's go to our winner, Alex Sorgente, hammering down tricks. These guys only have 40 seconds. He did about 40 tricks to take the win here.
This is 40 seconds, packed completely full of tricks. There are no wasted walls when Alex Sorgente is in the park. Big body jar in the shallow section, taking it up with the front tail, pop 180 out, landing perfectly backwards. Love the little fakey ollie over the hip. I mentioned it earlier, but it's really hard to keep your speed going backwards in this park. We saw a lot of guys, once they did something to fakey, really lose their speed, kind of killed their run. This combo right there took the win for Alex Sorgente. Kickflip Indy, and then a perfect ollie 540. Full cab blunt to finish it off. Once again, Alex Sorgente just has this park dialed.
Well, we're about to give away some points, some prize money, some trophies, and of course, a whole lot of glory, because if you win any stop on the Vans Park Series, you've done the incredible, and especially when you're thinking of this skate park right here, which is one of the biggest skate parks we have on this tour. So Alex Sorgente, your champion, back-to-back wins here at Kroksbäck Skate Park in Malmö, Sweden. So let's go down to the party on the deck with Chris Pastris.
First off, I want to say thank you to the crowd in the city of Malmö. You have been amazing hosts. I can't believe how much you support skateboarding and the youth generation. So thank you very much. We're excited to be out here with Vans Pro Skate Park Series. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Vans, Red Bull, Thrasher, The Border, again, the city of Malmö, and our skaters and fans watching on the web and here in person. All right, and to help me present these awards, what a contest, huh? It was crazy. I'm gonna bring up Gustav Eden over here. And Gustav has done a lot to represent Malmö skateboarding. So Gustav, thank you for all you do. Along with Sadat Arif from the city of Malmö. Sadat, thank you for everything you've done. It's an amazing example what you guys have going on here in Malmö. So it's an example for the world to support skateboarding and get behind the youth. So thank you to both of you. And then my homie from Vans, Justin Regan, get up here. You're about to present an award as well. All right, guys, and now it's time to bring on the skaters. We've got, in third place, Malmö local, my man, Mr. Carl Berglund. Yeah, Carl! Such amazing skateboarding from Carl. Did a little piece with him when I first got to town. Such a pleasure hanging with him. Finally on the Park Series podium. Long overdue, Carl. Congrats, brother. All right. And in second place, we've got Sadat with the trophy for Mr. Tom Shar. Yes. Winner at our first stop in Manly Beach. And now he's on our podium again with second here in Malmö. Yeah, Tom. Insane skateboarding. And now, with no further ado, the winner of last year's 2016 Malmö is the winner of 2017's Malmö Stop, Alex Sargenti! Yes! 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 Back to back. Amazing. Congratulations to you three guys. Such amazing skateboarding, next level. And once again, thank you, the city of Malmö, for all you do for skateboarding. You're an example for the world. We out.
Thank you, Chris Pastras, and thanks again to the city of Malmö. And thank you to you skate fans for watching, getting up early in the United States to watch us here. I think it was 6 o'clock this thing started in California. You got the rest of your day to go skate. If that contest didn't get you psyched, there's something wrong with you. Neil Hendricks, from beginning to end, all the way back to the Continental Championships, we knew this was going to be a special event. And the skaters that competed here, I believe they kind of outshined even what we expected them to do.
You know, if it ends up with the winner getting his sleeves ripped off in the celebration,
yeah,
then it was a good
right.
contest. Congratulations, Alex Sargenti. Tom Shar, one of the most improved from last year. We've been talking about these guys. Tom, Carl, Corey, all have improved so much from Vans Park Series 2016.
Now, you know, it's crazy when you look at Ben Hatchell's score, 30.50. Okay, that all comes down to one trick. One trick can be the difference between 8th and 1st. And again, look at 7th place, Pedro Barros. Now, that is a shock to me.
How about his first run where he made his first couple hard tricks and then got whipped and slammed on a trick, a back lip through that shallow corner that he does in his sleep. Huge shock to see Pedro in 7th place.
2017 Vans Park Series is going to take you around the world and back to some of the world's best skate parks, to some new skate parks you've never even seen before. We started this park series in Manly Beach, Australia. Tom Shar came out swinging, took the win. From there, Sao Paulo, Brazil, up in a mountain town called Serra Negra, to a beautiful skate park where Pedro Barros took the win. Neil, Alex Sargenti took it yet again in Malmö, Sweden.
Yeah, congratulations, Alex Sargenti wins again in Malmö. Next stop, we're going west all the way to Vancouver Skate Park. That, you want a skate park with character? Hastings has character. It is rough, it is gnarly. Then going down to Huntington, we're gonna build a brand new park on the beach with California skate parks, August 1st to 5th. And then for the first time, we're going to Asia. Just announced the World Championships of Vans Park Series is going to Shanghai, China, September 23rd.
Wow, and so we are going to be taking the best of the best with us to the World Championships. All the skaters, all the challengers that we're seeing, our top 5, are going to come with us to Shanghai, China on September 23rd for the first ever Vans Park Series World Championships in Shanghai, which is going to be incredible, not just for the skating, but for the surroundings. What a way to finish our year on the Vans Park Series.
So now it's going to be a battle for all of these challengers in Vancouver and Huntington to be the top 5 in challenger points. All the Select Series pros are guaranteed automatically to the finals. We're also taking our continental champions, but it's the challengers that are going to have to fight through the next 2 stops to be in that top 5.
A little foreshadowing to Hastings Skate Park in Vancouver, Canada. To me, this is a park that favors veterans, right? Guys like Kevin Kowalski, guys like Ben Hatchell, who have skated this park a ton. So we're going to see if our newcomers, our rookies on the Vans Park Series, can keep what they've been doing in the first couple of stops. Here are your top 5 challengers after Malmö, Sweden. Tom Schar in the lead with the first and the second place. Willie Lara hanging in there in second. Murillo Perez, he didn't qualify for the finals here. That's going to hurt him in the final standings. But Tristan Rennie climbing up that leaderboard. And Carl Berglund now in the top 5. So we will have Swedish representation in the finals with Oscar Rosenberg Hallberg. But will Carl Berglund now hang on and keep himself in that top 5?
Like you said, it's the young guys sometimes struggle with Hastings. This park that we just got done skating here in Malmö, it's perfect. It's brand new. Hastings is about 20 years old. It's rough and gnarly.
All right, folks. Well, if you missed anything, you can take a look at everything that we saw here today on the Red Bull Analyzer. And for those of you who have been watching from beginning to end, congratulations. You just watched one hell of a skateboard contest. So on behalf of myself, Neil Hendricks, and Chris Pastors down in the park, we're going to send you off with some epic highlights. You have been watching 2017 Vans Park Series. Stop number 3 from Malmö, Sweden. Take a look at skateboarding at its finest.
I'm so good.